Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. It's Sunday, we're back streaming. Thank you very much for being here. Reed, you were a little bit too early, yes. Just a little bit. Jelly Master's here as well, and so is Storesness. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Captain Rita's Uwu. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about saying that. Jehovah's here as well. Good evening, sir. Filio Fish is here as well. Says good evening, everyone. Basil the Mighty is here too. Says evening all. Thank you so much for being here. Just put my phone out the way. Godzilla Waddle's here too. Says good evening as well. So is Kevy Babes. UK Tech Blog is here as well. Says hello, evening, folks. Brian Kenyon says yo yo yo. What's up, all? Eliran's here as too. Stoza says open mic night. Open mic night? I'm not sure what you mean by that. You'll have to tell me. You will have to tell me. BK, hey, thank you very much so much for being here. Trojam's here as well. Storesness reached a watch streak of 20 streams. Every stream we've had for 20 in a row, Storesness has been here. That's like 3 months. Frankie1001's here as well. So is Doomsday. Says, hey, first time I caught the stream. Well, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you, dude. I appreciate you being here. We're going to be doing a few things today. I've got some unboxing of stuff to do, some keycap maneuvering, because I want to put the keycaps on the Stratum 80 on a different keyboard and then put some different keycaps on this keyboard. So we've got a little bit of that to do. And then we're going to build this customer's Parabolica 60. The Parabolica is a really cool board. We built one on stream 18 months or so ago when we had the prototype in, but I've got a custom one to build today, which is pretty cool. So we're going to do that. Rue is here too, so is Clacker Keeps. Doomsday says, I hope you got the news about the Stratum 80. If you mean the news about it being extended and the news about the solder PCBs, yes, that's all already done and live on our website. Frankie1001 says, I hope everyone is having a great day or had one. Yeah, it's been an interesting weekend. My wife is actually away now. She's away for like the whole of this week, and then she's back for 3 nights, and then she's away for another 10 days after that with work. So she's currently on a flight to Cancun. So not Cancun, Miami. Cancun's next week. So she's on a flight to Miami, and then she's in Cancun next week. So it's all right for some, and I get lovely old Yorkshire, but it's fine. So it's a little bit of a weird one. So I'm here. I do have a hard stop of 11 p.m. because I need to get back for Workshop Doggo. I don't like to leave her too long on her own. So yeah, we've got like 3 hours to stream. Brian says, I'm finally catching a stream. Yeah, we talked about that. I'm from the Artifact stream. Oh, the Artifact team. Nice. Yeah. Well, welcome to Doomsday. We have the board on the desk. We have the prototype here. And it hasn't left my desk since I built it a couple of weeks ago. Let me show you. This is the blue with SWG beige. And it looks and sounds fantastic. The sad thing is the stream lights block you being able to see the... because they're so bright, the stream lights. They block you being able to see the lovely LED at the back. But you can see the glow on my hands. It is really nice. But we're going to change the keycaps on this. You had a live mic while I was gone. Did I? Oh, interesting. I shouldn't have done. Interesting. I wonder if that was because of the closed captions being on. I turned them on early today. I went through the VODs and I was glad you loved the board. Nice, nice. We did have an issue with it, Doomsday, when we first built it. The contacts that hold the PCB and the daughterboard together, they had some grease or something on them, and it didn't work on the stream originally. But once I cleaned it off between streams, it's been working great. It hasn't left my desk since. Jenga, thank you so much for the sub. I thoroughly appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, and thank you for lighting up the pink rocket ship. Let me get my coffee ready. Yeah, we can be coffee bros. Oh, nothing like a good coffee. I really like my Parabolica. Yeah, the Parabolica is great. I'm really excited to build one today. I do have one somewhere in the drawers, but I haven't been able to locate it very quickly for a few days, so I haven't had a chance to get it out and remind myself of how good it was. Any news on getting a Seal 80 for review? No news as yet. Sorry, I'm just going to kick off my shoes. I like to stream with my feet out. Just one of those things. Maybe I should have like a foot cam. Maybe that'd generate me some income. Like little toe cam under the desk, just watching my little toes go. I mean, I have socks on, but you know, maybe I should do that. So CL80, I have asked. I don't know if I'm going to get one. I'd like to get one because it is really cool. Don't know. We will see. We will see. Sadly, I don't always get some things that some of the big streamers do. The people like Alex Otos and Dutchmaster and Captain Sterling and you know those types of streamers because I don't actively have supporters in terms of like other companies like paying me to stream. Like Alex Otis has all his sponsors and things like that. Because I don't actively do that kind of streaming, I tend to only get stuff that we're kind of involved in with the group, which is fine. And I was lucky enough to get the Stratum and all of these other things, but it does mean that my access to some things is limited sometimes. Now I have asked for a CL80. Whether they will deem my stream worthy enough, then I don't know. We will see. 35 months in a row, Jenga, that's huge. 35 months, that's absolutely huge. You're almost on your 3rd PT anniversary there. It's pretty impressive. Was that another sub? Storesness. Tasty. Okay, I'm going to take a pause here because Storesness, you are the single longest subscriber on this channel, and you have just hit 60 months. That's 5 years, 5 PT birthdays of subbing, which is insane. 60 months in a row. That's crazy. Insane. Will this be an ALU or a CF plate Parabolica? I'm actually not sure. We will find out when I open the customer's order. I'm not 100% certain what they ordered. I also need to go and check how they want it building, like how they want it assembling and things. So yeah. Doomsday says, we have noted down a couple of weirdnesses that happens with the board stemming from the order in which stuff is taken apart or done. We're testing if that is something our end or just something on the lines of take off the USB cable before doing stuff to it. Maybe. I mean, I did get some isopropyl alcohol on a little cotton swab, and I just cleaned off the contact because there was some dirt on there, and it was kind of obvious. Like it had been shipped around the world. You know, these things happen sometimes. And yeah, that seemed to fix it. I have one key where I think I get a little bit of chattering, but yeah, it's a minor issue. And it's a prototype that's been shipped around the world and built 30 times, so...
Tasty.
Yeah. True Blaze, thank you so much for your sub as well. Thank you so much for that. That's 38 months of subs, which is huge as well. Been riding the pink rocket ship for 5 years. Astos, it's insane that you've been subscribing for 5 years. That just blows my mind. Brian Cannon says, auto subscribe for the foot cam. That was a joke. I'm not going to do a foot cam. I'm not, like, I don't think anyone wants to see my feet. I have lovely feet, I'm sure, but no one wants to see them. How do you know how long they are? So the notifications I get, it tells me, it says right here example, I have two places where it tells me, and on this one it says True Blaze subscribed with Prime. They've subscribed for 38 months. And then I also get like a little notification that pops up as well. And for anyone who does the announcement with it and adds text to it, that one pops up over here. So Stores and subscriber tier 1 subscribed for 60 months, currently on a 60-month streak, so they've never even missed a month. And they've been right, and then it comes up with Storesness's caption, which has been riding the pink rocket ship for 5 years. So I get them in 2 viewpoints, but it does tell me automatically the length of service, I guess. You mean in terms of sub length? Yeah, how long they've been subbed, yeah. That's a naughty sounding sub message. Something like that. Customer boards should not suffer from these things. Yeah, the customer boards will be fine. Prototypes, it's a prototype thing, right? It's designed to be abused until it doesn't work anymore, so you know how to make sure that it always works for the customer. So yeah, it's cool. No foot cam, damn, unsubbed. Well, if you do want to sub, you can subscribe, and subscribing gets you access to the SPC, which is our secret hidden Discord community, And I'm not going to tell you what SPC stands for. You have to join the SPC to understand what the SPC is and how they operate. So that's entirely up to you if you want to join. You can join in two ways. You can either sub through Twitch, which is great. You support Mr. Bezos' pockets. Or alternatively, if you would rather, you can subscribe through Ko-fi, and you can support us through Ko-fi. It's just J Prototypes Keyboards. JPT is the link on Ko-fi, and you can put all the details in there. If you do it through Ko-fi, you also get things. There are also some exclusive benefits like discounts that we do for subs, a free keyboard build service once per year, and all sorts of other stuff as well. Sometimes people get prototypes sent out to them to test and things. So yeah, maybe you want to consider that. Maybe you don't. It's entirely up to you. I don't mind. I don't mind either way. You making a length joke? There's a GMK set, Zombie. Have you heard of it? GMK Zombie? No, I'm not aware of it, Clacky Cubes. If you have a link to take a look at that, I'm more than happy to bring it up on stream and have a look at it. The only one I can think of is GMK Necro. It would be the closest that I can think of, which is, funnily enough, I don't own a set of, and I wish I did own a set of Necro. If anyone has a set of Necro they would like me to purchase, and maybe we could come up with a deal. The other thing to call out today as well is there is 10% off all in-stock GMK sets. Again, on the website, it's only whilst I'm streaming, it's only whilst we're live, but if you go to shop in stock at the top, down to keycaps, and then across to GMK keycaps, anything in here that you add to your basket will get 10% off. So if you wanted to pick up GMK Shinseki, add to cart, and you will see that you get a 10% discount. There you go. 10% pre-tax discount. So there you go. That is live until the end of the stream. As soon as the stream stops, that will stop because I've created a cool little bit of code that does that for me. Jay, any chance of a cheeky discount on desk mats? Do you know what? Sod it. I will add the discount to the desk mats as well. Why not? Why not? You can get 10% off desk mats for the duration of the stream as well. Give me 1 minute and I'll add it. Okay, let me add that. 10% off collections desk mats. This will only be desk mats that are under the in-stock desk mats drop down. It doesn't necessarily cover ones that are like under a key set or anything. It's only in stock. Can't use it on group buys or anything like that. Let me just update that, and let me update the command on stream elements. Where is it? Check commands. And desk mats. Where is that one? Cool. I've only kept the link in for the GMK sets on the one that'll show up in the chat in here, but yeah, it is what it is. Right. Okay. Okay. Let's catch up with chat again. This is the Dold. Good evening, Mr. Dold. He says, good evening, Mr. J. Oh, there we go. Did you have any luck in chasing down those ASCII F plates? As yet, no, we have not heard back from the manufacturer. 2 email chases have been sent, and we've also picked up with the lead vendor. If I don't have any luck in the next couple of days, I'll chase Enemushki and see if they can help, but I doubt it. So we're kind of in limbo until we hear back. As far as I understand, they have been made and we have paid for hours, but not all of them have been paid for. So yeah, I will have a chat with Glendale. We will see how it goes. You made my daughter happy in her first one? Well, congratulations to your daughter on her first estimate. Jay, I just love my new GMK Windbreaker set. Thanks again for helping make that happen. No worries, man. Like, it's in stock. You can buy GMK Windbreaker. It's one of the coolest sets of the year, and it's in stock right now. KB Defends GMK Zombie. Let's have a look at that. Okay. Let's. I haven't done the whole shilling thing yet, but let me copy that and paste it into to browser. Okay, GMK CYL Zombie. Okay. Oh, it's a metallic effect one. Go away. So you can see it's got the metallic effects in this. Also, making it look like tiger stripes. That's really cool. I like that. I love the red on that accent key. Kitting is, apart from the lack of UK ISO, it's surprisingly solid. There are novelties as well. They're fun. I like these. Yeah, these are cool. These must be pad print or UV print. They're really cool. Chainsaws are really dope. I like them. I like this this green color. This green color here. I'm not sure about the dark color. I think it'd be better if it was in this red with the green on top, but that's just me personally. International kit, not a UK. Oh, the bloody dark alphas. Oh, these are cool. Okay, I like this. Blood spattered alphas with pad print. Nice. Yeah, that's really cool. It'd be really cool if that was random and different across all sets as well. It won't be because GMK will have to print a certain file to do it, but that'd be cool. An extension kit. I'm kind of upset that GMK haven't. Sorry, not GMK. That Game Defense haven't asked me to be a vendor for this, because that's really cool. I like it a lot. Yeah, it's cool. When did this go into IC? Oh, it's just an interest check. It hasn't been decided. I'm going to message Vivian right now, and I want to be in on this. It's really rare I reach out to KB Defense. Usually they reach out to me, but I'm going to message Vivian right now. Done. How good does the Stram sound as well? Right. Yeah, that's a cool set. That is a cool set. Cool. Thanks for the insight. Appreciate it. No worries, Dole. We will, as soon as we have any news about those plates on the ASCII F keyboards, because I want one as well. It'll be on Notion. So as soon as we have that. Loving the Led Zepp R2 desk mat. I highly recommend it. The Led Zepp R2 desk mats are really cool because they've got this really nice texture to them. In fact, it's the same texture as the desk mat I have on my desk right now. I do love the kind of rougher texture desk mats. I have quite a few of them. Bonjour, says Loopy Lupo. It needs the alphas, really. It does. It does. Gotta always add those alpha sets, right? Oh, I thought the stream had died then, but it's not. It's someone messaging me on LinkedIn. Sorry, I should turn off system sounds when I'm streaming. I should. The one that it strikes me really at the minute about the second set of alphas, the alternate alphas, is Ishtar R2. In fact, that's actually a really good segue. Before we do PT news, let's do the whole I need to shill stuff because this is a stream sponsored by Prototypist, right? So, if you are interested in group buys, we have some live group buys. We have SWG Ferrofluid. This is possibly one of my favorite sets in group buy right now. It's really cool. It's bright pinks, which I love. It's blues. It's ferrofluid. It's very similar to Cobalt. It would work really, really well with the Cobalt desk mats that we have in stock as well. If you look up the Cobalt desk mats, it would work so well with these desk mats. Look how good it would go with those. It would just work really, really, really well. So maybe consider picking them both up. UK ISO in base, and it's 60 quid. It's 60 quid. I cannot tell you how cheap that is. 8 days left on that one. This is what I was talking about, GMK Ishtar R2. For those of you who've been in the hobby for a while, you remember that Ishtar was a set that was run a few years ago. But because of the all alphas, it becomes a must buy for me, because how good does that base kit look with those dark alphas? Look at it. Black and red with the novelties as well. Super, super cool. I'm not a fan of the yellow keys with it personally, but yeah, the black keys, like, get rid of the yellow accent keys for me, but the black and red, all over that. That's in group buy right now at 115 quid, which is really cheap for a huge base set like that, and we've priced it that way, hoping that more people will pick up the alt alphas. So maybe you're interested in that. If you want something a bit more fun, DCS Ball Pit will come with UK ISO. We still have to decide which color keys are going to be which for the UK ISO keys, but I have submitted to Manu a suggestion and Ball a suggestion, so hopefully we'll see how that goes. And DSS Distortion, if you want a 40s kit and you want bright pinks and you want blacks, this is ideal. There is a GMK version coming later on, but yeah, maybe you want to pick that up too. Okay, there are other group buys. I will let you look at them at your leisure. If you liked Windbreaker, you might like Combo Breaker. This is basically Windbreaker on beige, as the alpha color is the brighter color, and it has UK ISO in base as well, which is amazing. Right, that's the group buys. Live pre-orders. I have put a few things on pre-order that I want to talk about. First of all being GMK replacement trays. If you've ever opened a GMK set and you don't like the starch, cardboardy kind of potato trays, these are the plastic ones that we're going to have in stock to replace them. I've already ordered a ton of these and we've sold next to none. So if you are interested in them and you want to keep your original boxes, you can buy these. They go inside the original box, they fit perfectly, and they also come with a plastic sleeve that goes around the outside of the box to protect it all. So yeah, so you can, there are some pictures of it somewhere, so you can put your whole set in there so you can see through if you'd like to, just like that. Or you can put it in with the box and all of the trays look great. So you can protect the boxes you see in these plastic boxes here, so you can keep them forever and keep them looking nice. Look how nicely that fits in. So yeah, so those are in pre-order right now. They're in pre-order because we've already paid for these. They're already on the way. If you tick the box, why is it not showing price on there? Oh, it's up at the top. That's weird. That shouldn't be there. It should be here. Anyway, Intel trays are £15 or £12.50 excluding VAT, excluding tax. The sleeves are £2.50 and the boxes are £2.50. I hope to do well. DCS Olivetti, please go and buy. This will come with UK ISO in the base kit. It gets a free UK ISO kit, only for UK customers. Please do buy, and I'll tell you for why in a minute. High Vis has also gone into pre-order. If you like High Vis, that's there. Polch, Tiger R2, Solar Green, Euler. There's a ton more stuff going into pre-order in the next couple of weeks as well, because we've got a ton of stuff that's ordered and it's about to ship from manufacturers. In terms of in-stock stuff, we've put a few things in stock. The Led Zepp R2 Artisans, which are pretty cool. Parabolica 60 keyboard kits, Sebas keyboard kits, the new Substance desk mats as well. These are really cool. How good is the Mictlan one? Look at that for a desk mat. That's the actual shape of the desk mat. It's not a rectangle, it's this wiggly, windy shape. Super, super cool. There's a few different styles as well. There's also the Evil one. There's the Mictlan one. That's the Evil one. Old school, which is really cool, and then vintage as well if you like those kind of shades. And there's a couple that are slightly bigger as well. The other thing I want to talk about as well is Cap Vela. If you have bought a Vela keyboard, or if you have a 60% keyboard that's ANSI and you want to cover it with some double shot keycaps really cheaply, the Cap Vela kits are really cool. They are really cheap. They come in a few different colours, 5 colours, and they're 35 quid. Bargain. Maybe you want to pick that up. Okay. I don't want to do any more shilling. I feel like that's too much shilling. You can also buy coffee if you want to buy coffee. jaysroastery.co.uk. I'm drinking Fiction Blend right now, and this is how I brew it. This is my espresso recipe. That's what I'm brewing at the moment. Yeah, maybe you want to buy some coffee. In fact, that's that. Oops, I don't know if I've clicked on that. That is one of these mugs. Although that's on my old machine. That's my Londonian machine. But yeah, you get the point. Okay, right. Let's catch up with chat. Where did we get up to? Zombie and Medusa killer sets. Nice. Yeah. I'm covered with Friday Night, but I can see the appeal. Glad you flagged that. I've been waiting for Ferrofluid. Yeah, Ferrofluid is such a good set. If you like bright colours and brash colours, it's such a good set. Wish it wasn't on beige. Wish what wasn't on beige, Brian? Death to GMK potato trays. So the GMK potato trays, I appreciate them because they are very environmentally friendly. The plastic ones are not. But we've had a few people over the years ask for them, so you know, I was speaking to Toro Studio about it the other week, and like sell them, and if you want, yeah. Combo Breaker, yeah. I mean, Combo Breaker's on beige because you know, that's the idea of it. But you know, that may be to your style, it may not be. I feel like I've got rid of so many cool boxes. It's a little late to start now. It's never too late, dude. Never too late. Will the old style GMK sets work with those trays? So you should be able to put any GMK set into the trays, but they will only fit into the new modern style GMK boxes, which I do have to hand. It will only fit in these style boxes. This is my customer building bit, Future Folk. They won't fit in the old bandroll where it was just a loop around, and it won't fit in the really old ones which used to come in a plastic tray anyway. But they will hold a full key set, irrespective of how old it is. They'll hold. You could put any key set in them if you wanted to, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. Okay. Right. PT news then, because there's a few things to talk about for PT news this week. First things, I am not going to be here on Tuesday. I am going to be doing something quite important on Tuesday, so I'm not going to be here on Tuesday at the workshop. If I am, it won't be until lunchtime, which means there may be no shipping on Tuesday. The reason for that is because I've been looking at options to save money on warehouse space, and as much as I love the PT workshop as it is right now, it's a big space. It's too big for where we're heading and what we're doing and everything else. And if me and my wife do end up moving, we need something somewhere else. So on Tuesday, I have a few appointments to go look at some premises that might be future PT HQs. Who knows? I'm not particularly confident in any of them. I'm more just doing market research than anything else right now. But it's a really important step that I need to take for PT. So that's what I'm doing on Tuesday. I will try and document some of it on Instagram. There is a small chance Mel might be coming with as well. I'm not sure. She said on Friday she'd let me know tomorrow, Monday. So we will see. But yeah, I'll have Workshop Doggo with me as well, which will make it even harder. And one of them is like 90 minutes drive away. So it's going to be a busy old day, but we'll see how we get on. In terms of other things, there's a couple of GMK sets. GMK Blot R2 and GMK Unobtainium should be both delivered between Monday and Wednesday. So we should get both of those group buys shipped out straight away, and the extras will be in stock the next day probably. So we should be dropping both Unobtainium Blue and GMK Blot R2 this week. I don't know if we've had Blot R2 international kits sent yet, because they were not coming from GMK, they were coming from Eloquent Clicks, so I need to check and see whether they've shipped those yet or not, but that'll be a tomorrow job. And Unobtainium Blue will have an international kit, but only available at GMK on GMK store, so I will put a link to that on our webpage when we put the base kits in stock. You buy the base kit from us, you can get the international kit from GMK. That's how it's going to work. So yeah, so that's all happening this week. We also made a decision on Manta and Pangea Mini R2 and some other bits and pieces, including some restock of Night V4 stabilizers, to airship them over to the UK, which is considerably more expensive than I was hoping it was going to be. And the reason for that is some of the other vendors have already got them, and we've had a lot of complaints, why aren't you shipping them yet? And I don't want people to be unhappy with what we're doing. So we are going to bite the bullet, make a loss on the group buy, airship the boards over, sell the extras at a slightly higher price to try and make a bit more money to break even, and see how it goes. But yeah, I don't want people to be upset, so that's what we're going to do. And there's a couple of other things we had to airship over anyway, so that's what we're going to try and wait for. Lupi Lupo says, future shilling. How long do I have to save up before some sort of EVA 01 set goes to group buy again? Or is there anything forthcoming to put me out of my shiny misery? I don't know about EVA 01. The closest is GMK Shinseki, which is in stock right now. I don't think EVA 01 is going back into group buy for round 3. I mean, there are sets available still on the aftermarket as well. So yeah, I don't know is the honest answer. There's a lot of stuff in the background that I can't talk about that just hasn't been announced yet, but yeah, if I could give you a better answer to that, I would. I need to get the GMK box protectors. Yeah, maybe you do. I find the plastic trays kind of ironic. Still, I'm considering that. I find them ironic as well. It makes sense. Why can people not wait? I bought a Manta and happy to wait. I think some people just get a little bit of FOMO. They see other vendors have already received them. So they didn't all leave the manufacturer at the same time. They left the manufacturer in stages. So depending on when a vendor specific order was ready based on all of the different parts they ordered. So I think Keybay's shipped quite a bit earlier than ours, like maybe 3 or 4 weeks. And they only had to sell for a week. And then we got ours about 10 days ago at our warehouse in China. And then since then we've been looking at shipping options and costs and trying to figure out what the best way to do it is. So yeah, but people don't like to wait. They see other people getting their boards, they want theirs, and they just, you know, and if we don't do something, there is a risk that other customers will just do chargebacks, and that is a whole different level of pain. So it's not something I want to go to. Bad time to be shipping air freight. It is, but sometimes you've got to do what you've got to do. We are a business and we run by servicing our customers' needs. And if our customers tell us their needs have changed, that's on us to pick up and suck it up. Trop says, I'm waiting for Gihern extras because I forgot to join the group buy, and that's way longer than Manta shipping. Yeah, Gihern Gihern 60 is a little way off. We actually have some stuff to do on that this week in the back end. Dynamic says, I ordered group buys from PT, knowing it'll take longer for sea shipping, but happy to wait because PT won't exit scam. The reason why we do sea shipping is because people want things as cheap as possible, and that is the cheapest way for us to do them. If we do air shipping for every keyboard group buy that we sell, that's fine, we can do that, but it will put 30 to 40 pounds on top of the cost of every board, and it goes then from being a, I don't know, let's say a 150 quid keyboard to a 200 pound keyboard, and then people go, you know, or it goes from being a 350 pound keyboard to a 400 pound keyboard, and that just kind of puts people off. So we do want to keep the price down. It does mean we need to use sea shipping, but I think a lot of people don't understand how logistics work, and they think, oh, if one vendor's got them, all vendors should have them, and that's not really how it works. I mean, like our last container arrived on the Thursday, and by the Tuesday we had something like 3,000 items, like customer orders, shipped within 3 or 4 working days, which is insane when you think about it. So we are incredibly efficient at turning them around when they arrive, and it's like we've never had a GMK set arrive here at PT that didn't ship out within 24 hours. Like the whole group buy, even the biggest ones, when we've done like 1,000 GMK base kit orders in group buy, which has only happened once in the UK, and that was dual shot. We got through all of those within 24 hours. Mel and I just stayed here for pretty much all night one night and bashed them out. Came in the same time as normal the next morning, bashed them out all day, did in-stock orders in between, and got the whole group by done in 24 hours. We've never had a GMK set arrive and it take more than 24 hours for all orders to be shipped, because we don't mess around. We have a really strong process, and we have a really good packing workflow that we follow, and yeah, that's how we do it. Are you going to have some of the Pangea Millennium Edition, or I already missed that? Yes, we will. When we get our second batch of Pangea Mini R2s, which are coming with the Mantas, we should have some Mini Millennium Editions. I don't know how many we've got, but I think there's a couple. So yeah. I'm okay to wait, just keen to get a timeline, which Jay talked to last week. Yeah, I mean, and our updates will be updated when it comes through. Hi Jay, will PT have extra tops for the Placket XL? Sadly, no. I thought that, so this is where we messed up a little bit. So this is on me. I thought that we had ordered a fair few extras of Placket XL. It turns out that after I shipped all the group buy orders, after I found the keyboards, we didn't order any extras. So there was a whole separate section of the sheet. And when I've gone back through the history, it's been filled out at some point for extras. And then when you go forward through the history, it's all been deleted and removed. So that order never got put through, and we never caught it at invoicing stage, which is annoying and frustrating, because I wanted to pick one up myself. So I was hoping to get a Placket XL myself, which is really, really frustrating. So yeah, these things happen sometimes. It looks like someone's just clicked the wrong button and removed it, so it is my fault, but we won't have any Placket XL extras. We had like a separate sheet internally, so yeah. Don't suppose you have any track on Matrix News solder PCB kits? No, I will have some hot swap ones in stock very, very soon, but I don't know. Makes no loose sense to lose on the group buy, but I see where you're coming from. Yeah. Any recommendations for a desk mat that goes well with GMK Windbreaker? What would I go for? Let's have a look. In stock desk mats. These are all 10% off if you order them now. Do you know what? I think some of the, if you like the Substance ones, I think the vintage one, not the vintage one, this one, I think this one would go quite well because it's quite bright and primary colours. So if you like that kind of thing, that would go well. Busy Town will go. I think you've got two choices. You can either lean into bright colours or you can go for something that's quite basic. So I think that would go. I think the GMK Galaxy desk mats actually might work. This one especially might work for a bright colour. You go something dark and basic. I don't know why that artisan image is on there, but we should get rid of that. What else would I look at? How are these sorted? I feel like we didn't put these in stock that recently. What else might look good with Windbreaker? You could look at the Hand Engineering acoustic desk mats. The black desk mat would look really good because you could have the a fully black desk mat and then have a bright color on it. You know, I think that would work quite well. Trying to think what else would look good. Like it is going to be difficult to match it to. I think you're just going to have to go with something that just is a real good clash almost. I don't know how you pronounce it. These ones might go. Maybe the purple, or if we have the black one in stock, maybe that would go. Oh, we have the white one. The white one might look good. White and black, something nice and simple. But it is really difficult to go. The other thing you could do is you could go for something like the Midnight Dive desk mats, and that's just really bright, colourful, super fun, super playful. You could go for something like that as well. Where are the rest of our desk mats? We've got way more desk mats than this in stock. I know we have. I know we've got way more desk mats than that in stock. It feels like there's a whole section missing between like here or around here, these and this. Like there was like a year between these two. I'll have to have a look at that tomorrow. I feel like we have more desk mats than that aren't listing on there. But yeah, that might help you. I bet your accountant's happy. I try not to speak to him unless I have to. He does not like me. He actively does not like me. Solution: £1,000 each for Mentor extras. I mean, then we'd never sell any of the extras, and we need to sell the extras to break even, right? So yeah, it'll be a fair amount. Whack the extras up to cover the rest of the cost. Yeah, I mean we will, but it's not going to be like a huge jump. In terms of waiting, frustrating. I feel sad that you're hostage to custom whims that way, to be honest, but I get the pragmatism. Chargeback processing creates its own costs, etc. How deep did you go on the Mentor extras? I have strongly considered that board. We have extras, is what I'll say. There's you should be able to pick them up. Prancing Cricket says, Jay, how many keyboards do you personally own? I have no idea. I know when I did a count a few years ago, it was about 450. I have sold a lot since then, but I've also bought some since then as well. So I genuinely don't know, but let's put a ballpark figure of 350. 350 is kind of like a ballpark figure. I suspect it's higher than that, but that's what I would. I could be confident in that number, I think, and it's going to be more than that, but let's say 350 right now. That black hole desk mat is mesmerizing. It's really cool. The black hole one is great. Yeah, they're really cool. What's special about the Pangea Mini R2 Millennium Edition? Always been tempted with the board. It's just a special edition of it. It is really, really cool, and it's really nice looking. If you Google it, I think Bol had some extras on his website, so you can see them on there. But we do have some in the second round. Mr. Reggie is here. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Cute, is that because you're entering the chat, dude? I hope you're doing well, man. I hope you're doing well. I have one of your lovely pullers here. We still have a load actually. If you want a really, really good switch puller, we have a load that we should put in stock. I've only been selling them to people when they come to the workshop because it's really hard to say to someone, oh, you buy this switch puller, it's 50 quid. And they go, what? I'm not spending 50 quid on a switch puller. And it's like, yeah, but they're handmade, they're hand turned out of really nice bits of wood, and they have like resin in them and stuff. And it's much easier to do that selling in person than it is to do online, and a lot of them have like glow in the dark pigments in them and stuff like that, or UV reactive pigments, so we get a little black light out, and we kind of like shine the black light on them, and we show people them, and they usually do okay. Usually we can sell a few when we have like people here, but maybe I should just put them on the website and suck it up. So Reggie, actually, a favor, if you could send me some like wording that you would like me to put on the product listing for them, like just a chunk of text. Doesn't have to be amazing. I can tweak it and change it later. Just like a chunk of text that I can put on the product listing, and we'll have a look. It destroyed the Death Star. Fair. One keyboard for each day of the year. I could probably do that, yeah. 300 plus keyboards. Did I hear that correctly? That's Endgame wrote, yeah, each day of the year. Yeah, so UK Tech Blog, like I've been collecting keyboards for 17-18 years now. I've been actively in the keyboard hobby for over a decade. I've been actively running probably the biggest keyboard store in the UK for nearly 7 years. It's going to be 7 years this year, which is insane to me actually how that's even happened. And I just have keyboards everywhere, like within arm's grasp. I have this one, which is mine, and I have this one, which is mine, a rubber Haku with the fishies on the back. There's another one in a box underneath that. I have the stupid heavy 12 kilogram one. There's like 5 or 6 on here. You can see on here. These drawers are just full of keyboards, every single one of them, and there's 10 drawers, and they are just absolutely full of keyboards. I think people like just don't realize how big of a keyboard geek and nerd I actually am. Like, okay, that drawer's not as full, but there's like 5 in this area and some over there, and like it doesn't stop. Like it just keeps going. Like, you know, there's just keyboards everywhere. And then I have them. There's like an office table to this side, and I can see at least 4 keyboards on it. And then there's like behind here. In fact, actually, let me see if I can turn the camera around to show you the back end of the room. I might not be able to, but let me see if I can get the software to show you that, because there's just keyboards everywhere. Let's pan the camera. Oh, wrong way. Pan the camera the right way, Jay. That way you were just going to see the office. Maybe we'll come back the other way. So that's my keycap collection up on the wall over there. As you can see, as the camera adjusts the brightness, and that's 3 rows deep. So there's a lot of keycaps over there. Let's keep going. 3D printers. You can see some more keyboards on the desk over there. So you're just going to have to go past my my monitor arms. I'm hoping this will pan all the way around and you'll be able to see. Okay, so you can't quite see. Maybe if I scroll down. Oh, so you can see all these boxes in the background. Like this pink one and stuff like that. They're all different keyboard boxes. But let's see if we can go the other way around this time. So come past me. That's where the workshop is out through that window. And then you can see more of the workshop there. You might be able to see as the camera adjusts. There you go. Look, there's just keyboards stacked everywhere. And these keyboards that you can see here, this kind of like vertical stack, they're on a unit that has about 50 or 60 keyboards on it as well. So there are lots of keyboards. Lots and lots of keyboards. Try and get the camera back to where it was. There we go. I think that's all right. So yeah, there's just keyboards everywhere, and like these drawers are full. I think there's 200 in these drawers. There's a big There's a cabinet downstairs in the workshop. In fact, there's 2 tables out in the workshop that are covered in my personal keyboard collection. I think there's 30 keyboards across 2 tables, just showing off like keycap sets and switches and things like that for people to try if they come to the workshop. And then there's a cabinet behind that which has maybe another 200 keyboards on. There's also the workbench that's on wheels that you might see in Instagram stories, and that has about 200 vintage keyboards under there as well. So there is just lots and lots of keyboards. So when I said 350 keyboards earlier on, I'm underselling it because I know there's at least that many. Millennium Edition is because the materials used have a lot of variants, so Bowl made it a special edition. Yeah, it can change depending on which one you get. I want to come visit the shop, Brian. Good news. Good news. If you are interested in coming to the workshop, we are doing, if you go to our blog post, we are doing keyboards and coffee. This is the workshop. I'm behind this window right now. We're doing keyboards and coffee on Saturday, the 2nd of May. All last year and up to the beginning of March this year, we did keyboards and coffee every Thursday. And every Thursday we had, apart from 2 around Christmas, we had 5 or 10 people come. Sometimes it was one person. So one day it was 20 people. So it just randomly depends on what people are doing on Thursdays. But we did keyboards and coffee on Thursdays. This time we're doing it on a Saturday. So you can come along on a Saturday morning between 9:30 and 12, have a cup of coffee, chat some keyboard stuff, and you can come along to the PT workshop. I know it looks like a real mess in this picture because we were doing a lot of shipping and stuff. And you can see there's some like little chairs where we had our old seating area. That's all moved now. But yeah, you can come to the PT workshop. You can come check stuff out on Saturday the 2nd of May, 9:30 till 12:30. The coffee's free and it's excellent, even if I do say so myself. It's some of the best coffee in the area. If you want to bring along some stabilizers and want me to help lubricate them, happy to help. If you want to have a little soldering lesson, happy to help and teach you how to solder, stuff like that. We'll also be doing keyboards and coffee again on Thursdays, starting from later on in May. I haven't decided a date yet because it just depends on when other things are happen. But yeah, the other keyboards and coffee stuff will be coming back very, very soon. And if you are interested in my ramblings, you can take a look at my blog, because I did write I think it's a pretty fun article the other day. Interestingly, only one person's left a comment. I thought this would generate more controversy, but only one person actually commented. So yeah, the high payback cash flow, my cautionary tale about volume and being an idiot. You might want to have a read of this. This is basically me holding my hands up and saying, I'm an absolute idiot. I'm such a dolt for doing certain things. And how you can avoid doing the same things. And if you can avoid doing those same things, please tell me how you've managed it. Because whilst I know what I did wrong, yeah, maybe you want to have a read at my stupidity. And maybe leave a comment, because comments are fun. There's other articles on here as well. Like I wrote one in about the vacuum of trust, boards and burnout. Wrote this at the end of the year. This only got 3 comments. Again, I thought this would generate a load of controversy, but it didn't. But yeah, I do like to write. I'm not very good at it, but your feedback is welcome if you want to take a look at that. I need a decent Switch puller, so I'm interested. Nice. Let's be honest, £50 on the puller with how much I've spent on keyboards. Yeah, right. If you're into keyboards, 50 quid for a Switch puller, it's nothing. It's nothing. Reggie and his team, they put the hours in. Like these take a long time to make. There's hours of work in there. So if you consider that someone should be paid 20 quid an hour or $20 an hour or whatever, a couple of hours work, that's where the money is. And of course we have VAT and taxes on top, but yeah. Pretty fun keycap pullers. Yeah. Luckily, people in this hobby like spending money. They do. Jay, did you pick up a Jane V3? I do have a Jane V3. We built it on stream a couple of weeks ago. It's the rubber hose one. I also have one of the red alert ones coming at some point. So yeah. Anonymous Biker, hey man, hope you're doing well. Any update on Jane extras in terms of a PCB? Would really like to get another spare if you have enough extras. For the rubber hose ones, the rubber hose Jane extras should be in stock at some point this week. I just wanted to make sure everyone got them. I do have one single rubber hose Jane left. 2 people failed to pay invoices for it, so I got sick of re-raffling it. If anyone wants to buy a TGR Jane V3, brand new, in stock, rubber hose edition, drop me a DM. First person to message me about it can buy it. Advanced panning green screen. Yeah. Thank you for sharing your collection, Jay. It looks awesome. Thanks, man. I've been collecting keyboards for a long time. Have them stacked in my office now. Need to do a tidy at some point. Duodod says, I'll adopt some of those keyboards, Jay. Yeah, send me pennies. You can have keyboards in return. We can do that. I do want to, like, downsize my collection for a few reasons. One, if we move house, I'm not going to be able to take everything with me. Two, it would be nice to have some capital in my bank. For those that you don't know, I've been doing PT for nearly 7 years now, which means we are coming up on my 6th anniversary. In fact, no, it was last week, the 6th anniversary of me not having an income. I have had no income for 6 years now. And my savings have been massively depleted, so it's time for me to start looking for ways to replenish my savings account. So yeah, we will see. One of my vacation plans this year is to visit Leeds. I might as well come and visit the shop, Jay. Yeah, Leeds is literally 15 minutes away from here. It's right around the corner. The comment is read with a shipping query. That was a great blog post. Glad you read it, Reggie. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So good, Olivetti did. So good without the extras. Yeah, I just went silly on the extras, which is what the article's about to spoil it. But yeah, if I spent £50 on a switch puller that nice, I'd be afraid to use it. I got annoyed a cheap £5 one got damaged. I mean, I use them all the time. My wife is an artist, so I can understand a £50 switch puller. Yeah, that's the thing, right? If you just look, like, any tool is worth what it's worth to you. Like, I have a lot of different tools for a lot of different things. My hobbies include classic cars, so I have some really nice tools and tool sets for things like that. The screwdrivers that I use, I only buy Weeha screwdrivers for things because I don't like cheap ones. I want a decent tool to do my job with, which is why I love these pullers. I actually have two that I've taken for my own use. I don't know where the other one is right now. I actually prefer the other one because it's a slightly more bulbous handle. I don't know where it's gone though. It was here the other day, but yeah, I like the more bulbous handle in the palm of my hand. Can I buy it? If you mean the rubber hose, Jane, yeah, just DM me. First person to have a DM in like chronological order, they'll get it. Pullers are great pieces to use for photos. Captain Sterling has been doing some insane shots with the orangey pullers we did. Yeah, he has. Yeah, it's a beige Jane Clacky keeps. As I use my shitty switch puller, which I have to keep bending back into shape, a good one sounds pretty tempting. Yeah. I have a few ZMF headphones, and they specials in terms of colour, etc. a lot more expensive than the base models, but they are worth it. Yeah, right. The beauty is in the eye of the beholder. If you like something and it has additional value to you, why not? Why not? Reed sending hashes. Great. Thanks, Reed. Love you. Okay. All right, Dynamics, what would you like me to show you? You've redeemed show me. What would you like? You want to see some DSA? Okay, let me grab some DSA keycaps. Give me a second. Let me just finish my coffee and I'll grab some DSA keycaps. Okay, that's uncalled for. I'm almost tempted not to show you the DSA for that. Right, news going to go dark. Wait, what went dark? These are DSA keycaps. These are just DSA beige keycaps I picked up from Signature Plastics a few years ago to go as an accent on something. They are all the same row. So this is a 1U keycap. They are all the same row. They are spherical, and they're very similar to. They're always like a shallower version of MT-New, but different rows. They're all the same. They're all the same shapes. This is a row 1 key. As you can see, they are standardized across the row. These particular ones are die-sub. Zoom the camera in so we can keep it under the light and show you. So these ones are die-sub, where they have crisp legends. If I have had these for a long time, these ones. So they're PBT. Stepped keys as well. They do have a texture to them. It's really hard to show texture on stream. There you go. You can kind of see it there. It has a bit of texture to it. It's not like GMK texture. It's kind of its own thing. It's very similar to DSS, but yeah, there you go. That's two different space bars in different colours, slightly different colours. That's more white, that's more beige. Yeah, next to a cherry keycap. Let me grab some cherry keycaps. I have some right here. Jay Saints, thank you so much for the sub as well, dude. There you go. So that's a FN key from Cherry, and that's a row 1 key. Let me probably row 3 key, and Cherry is probably the closest to show it on. It's about the same height as Cherry row 3, give or take a little bit. About the same height, look. That being Cherry, that being DSA. But it's just the same sculpture all the way around. It's good stuff though. I also have some Alps keycaps in DSA which are really rare. I can't see them, but there is some Dark Alps keycaps as well. Alpine Winter, I think the set's called. Okay. I'm gonna go dynamic showing. Fair enough. Gotta bounce, do some work stuff. Send you me a DM this week. Take care, man. Thanks very much. Jason said, good evening everyone, not sure if you've mentioned that already, but how much of a price increase do you see for the Manta? I need a machinist one. Until they get here, I just don't know. I don't actually know how much it's going to cost to ship them here yet. But I just know it's going to be more expensive than I was hoping for. So we will see. 20% on group by price maybe. But yeah, but thank you for the 7 months of subs, dude. Venturing out of Cherry, but most profiles gig at all. Yeah, DSA is not tall. DSA is not tall. Right, let's do some actual keyboard chores then. Because I want to change the keycaps on this board. Because I want to put these keycaps onto the LZSE and take the Pultra off. I just think beige is going to fit this keyboard better. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to take the Pultra, the pink DCS off here, which is in stock, and it's a beautiful keycap set. But if you want a pink keycap set, I can highly recommend it. We're going to take this off here first. MT New is really good, actually. I'm really looking forward to Divina Papaya in MT New. Yeah, you are right. MT New is really good. But I'm a big DCS fan as well, so depends on what you like. Although weirdly, this DCS set, I think we've only sold a single set in stock since we put it in stock, and that was to I shouldn't say actually. I'm sure that's a data protection breach if I say. To someone who usually watches the streams. But yeah, so if you want some in-stock DCS ready to go, maybe you want to consider buying some pink stuff, because DCS Pink Alert is really cool. This is the third keycap set on this board. It won't be the last either. I just think if you look at the colorway, this sandblasted ALBC3 material, so this is basically bronze with a carbon fiber plate and the ashes switches, it's just crying out for beige keycaps. It just is. So that's what we're going to put on it. Do you know what? It actually sounds really good with PPS keycaps on it. Or I don't want to do that, so I'm not doing that. MT New is really starting to grow me. MT New is great. What keycap sets are you all using right now? Let me know in chat what keycap set you've got on your current board that you're typing on today. Let me know what's on your boards. The big old hoot. KQB instant, nice. Pink alert was looking good. I agree, it does look good, but I want to put beige on it because beige is king. DCS Nova, nice. Sparklight, okay. Dandy R1 on the current board. Dandy's a good set. I hope Dandy comes back, actually. GMK Arch. Okay. And Allison with GMK Heine Beige. Great choice. I almost dug my Allison out earlier on because I was tempted to put Mizu on this because it's kind of like a blue-grey. It's not just a silver. It's like got a hint of blue to it. And I was really tempted to dig out Mizu for that. And then I decided not to in the last minute. GMK Noire. Nice. Nervewrecker with the Nebula Artisans. Dude, that's a great shout. Still using the board I picked up from you when I visited. What board was that? I don't remember. Coniferous R2. Do you know green? Coniferous is probably one of the best green sets. It's the second best green set, I think, in GMK. GMK Rudy. Nice. Retrowave. Dude, what a killer key set that is. I wish I had a set of Retrowave still. I wish I had a set of Cobalt still as well, because Cobalt is killer too, but Ferrofluid is now here, so that saves me on that one. Yeah, Retrowave is a really nice set. Finally I can watch J10 in 160p. Wait, what? I imagine I look better in 160p because I'll just be a single sprite in the middle of your screen. Combo Breaker is so good. Combo Breaker is really good. It's a really cool set. I know this is really, really boring to watch, but you know, using GMK Sloth on a Grage and Copper Parabolica. Nice. Sloth's a good set as well. Like, there's something to be said for brown sets. Sloth would actually look really good on this. Don't think it has UK ISO though, Sloth. I don't think there is a UK ISO kit for it. Oh, go on then. If you're going to post in general, I'll try and get Discord up to have a look. I think GMK had a UK ISO kit. Maybe they did actually. Maybe. You can sing while you remove the keycaps to entertain the audience. I mean, how about you guys just ask me questions for, like, I don't know, what do you want a hot take on? Or, you know, how could PT service your needs better? I don't know. Whatever you want to ask. Ask questions. Questions are good. I like to give a prize for the best question. Okay, so now that's that taken off. We're now going to transplant these keycaps, which is beige. Let's zoom out a little bit actually so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to take the keycaps off of here. Listen out for the ping. It's going to bing in your ears, guys. I'm really sorry. This is going to be a loud noise in your ears. I apologize. So we're going to take the keycaps off the Stratum 80 and we're going to put them onto the ALBC board. And then we're going to put some new keycaps on here because I think the ALBC3 is just screaming out for beige. Like, it's just asking for it. It really is. I do love LZ keyboards though. LZ are one of the most underrated manufacturers in the West right now. They're not in the West, sorry, but in the Western keyboard industry, they are so underrated, and it's not fair. What do you think of the FIA can do to fix the Formula One season? What they can do is they can change the way in which power is used to fix it. I don't mind the overtaking and the cat and mouse stuff that's happening in Formula One right now, but I don't like the artificialness of it either. So they need to change some of the weirder rules on how power deployment happens, so that some teams aren't benefiting at the start of like boost laps and things. So yeah. The name escapes me, but I'd love the light purple retrowave-like key set to rerun. The light purple retrowave-like key set. Not sure which one that is, Godzilla Waddle. I'm not sure. Retrowave, but purple. I'm not sure which that one would be. Who came up with beige as keycap color? Do you know what? I've no idea, Chaos. Like, probably Cherry just did beige because it was the kind of thing. Like, lots of plastics in the late 70s and early 80s were just beige as standard. So I suspect it just came from there, and Cherry just picked those colours because it worked in dye sub and it's in PBT and ABS. So I suspect it was just from that, and there would have been a glut of availability. Like there would have been so much beige plastic just available as a in terms of the raw dyes to make the colours. So I suspect it came from that because everything was beige back then. Beige was just beige, black, and white. That was the only things you had as colours. Dragon Rising says, hi, any plans to restock the Neo 60 core? Yeah, we're looking at what we can restock with Neo at the moment. They're changing all of their product lines, and there is a little bit of consternation about what we can actually stock, what we can't stock, and how much we can buy and how much we can't buy, because they all of a sudden came out with huge MOQs that are just unattainable for the UK market. So we shall see. We shall see. I posted in keyboard chat because I thought there was a general channel. Oh, keyboard chat. Let me have a look. Yeah, I don't know how you can tell what I'm doing in that. You need to watch in high definition. BK says, with more and more group buys from a certain EU vendor falling through, would you be willing to assist with getting OGR2 and ETAR 87 orders to buyers? Okay. I'm going to assume this is Keygem that you're mentioning here, BK. I don't want to put like words in people's mouths or anything like that, but if it is, I know they're trying their best at the minute, and it's really hard to be a keyboard vendor right now. So I really feel for Elise and her husband and their families right now, because it's really, really tough, and they're trying to do the right thing. If them coming to me and me shipping the orders out to customers is in the best interest of the community, we'll do that. The only issue is that customers will have to pay me for shipping and taxes. That's the issue, because if I ship them out, there will be taxes to pay and there'll be shipping fees to pay, plus there'll be costs for us getting them. I'll be happy to help, and I will be more than happy to cover the cost of my staff's time and my time to handle everything, and the cost of packing materials. But customers would need to pay us for shipping and things like that. We just wouldn't be able to afford to do it any other way. More than happy to take a look at that, though, if the lead vendors behind OGR want to reach out to us. And I mean, I can ask about ETAR 87, but the ideal solution is that Keygem find their feet and manage to continue, right? So that's what I would hope for. That's what I would hope for. Right, okay, I'm going to be really careful with which keys I transplant here, because I want to put UK ISO on this particular board. So there's going to be some keys I take off and put in a pile, and some keys that I put on the board. 2, 3, 4, yeah, okay. So I'm just going to move these across. I do really like SWG keycaps. If you haven't tried them yet, they are half the price of GMK keycaps, and they're 95% the quality. They're so close to GMK in terms of quality now. So yeah, maybe you want to try SWG as a new keycap option for the UK. Especially considering most of the sets have full UK ISO, and I think only one SWG set so far hasn't had full UK ISO in base, which is insane as well, and super cool that we can offer that. Rue said, have you considered having a boutique section at PT where you sell items that are a little bit more premium, like the LZ and keycap that you have, and offer build services, run small keycaps and other stuff there? I mean, we do offer a build service already, and we do already sell a lot of what I would call premium stuff. But we could do something like a little boutique brand almost, yeah. If you have any suggestions on how to do that, Rue, I'd be all ears to listen to it and to talk it through with you. Wish PT has affordable shipping options like Blotsky offers. Sadly, the issue is we're not in the EU anymore. Unfortunately, Brexit happened. I wish it hadn't, but Brexit did happen, which means that to ship from the UK into the EU, there's a lot of paperwork to go through. And the other thing as well is we roll your taxes into the shipping cost. So there are no import fees, but you don't pay UK VAT. You just pay your VAT and you pay the shipping cost. That being said, depending on where you are in Europe, it's not that expensive. It's like It's between 12 and 18 pounds to the EU, which is not that expensive. It's broadly the same cost as our US customers pay for shipping, and Australian customers pay for shipping, because it is an international shipping option. Effectively, we have to ship internationally really to do it. I wish we could do it cheaper, but there just isn't anything cheaper out there. There is no company that can do it much cheaper than what we currently have, so we are kind of stuck on that front, I'm afraid. I wish we could do it cheaper, but we can't. But I wish we could. But we ship to Europe all the time. We ship probably 30% of all of our orders going to Europe anyway, so it's not like we don't do it regularly, and we don't have any issues with it. Why are the colours of the S row usually staggered? That's a historical thing, because they used to be on vintage keyboards in that kind of sense, and with that kind of layout. I don't know why. I imagine it was just visual acuity to break it up a little bit. Maybe it was just plastics availability at the time or something like that. Who knows why they made that decision? But it would have just been an aesthetic decision, I think, to break up the colours at the time. I don't think there's any documented reason for it other than aesthetics. Okay, I'm just going to take these larger keys off by hand. Don't want to damage the stabilizers in this board. Someone's telling Nevid we haven't done the build yet. No, we're just doing keyboard chores at the minute. We'll get to the Parabolica build shortly. What's my perfect Sunday? Good question. My perfect Sunday would be getting up nice and early, having a coffee, watching some Formula One, waking up the wife with a hot chocolate, having a snuggle, you know how it is on a Sunday morning, taking the dog for a nice long walk, Sunday dinner at a nice pub halfway round, crash out with a bottle of wine at home. That'd be nice. And streaming, of course, as well in the evening. I do enjoy streaming. I think we'll actually be getting close to the 1000th stream here on the PT channel soon. Like, we'll have streamed 1,000 times pretty soon, I'm sure. Okay. Wait, what? That was just me being mentally having a mental block for a second. I had to put that key in place. Okay. There we go. Okay, right. So now we've taken all of those off. What we can do is we can move the stratum to one side. We are going to put some keys on the stratum in a second. We're going to go for Cap Grey Alert, an in-stock set. Loopy says, why don't I see as much Grey Studio stuff on the scene anymore? Are people creators still talking about it and I'm not paying attention? No, Grey Studios kind of went quiet for a little bit. They have some stuff coming in really soon, which will be interesting to see and exciting to see. I think there's some prototypes floating around already, but yeah, they just took a break for a little bit. Sometimes these things happen. You know, people need to take a break from things and they come back to it later on. I think that's pretty much what's happened with Grey Studio, but they are coming back and they do have some stuff going on. So yeah, if you're interested in Grey Studio stuff, you'll be able to see some more stuff really soon. Just need to find the UK ISO keys now for this and the missing keys. And then we'll be good. But I think beige was the right choice for this keyboard, ultimately. Okay. What's that? So many keys in this keycap set. I don't know if this is still in stock or if it's sold out, but if it is still in stock and you want a really, really comprehensive keycap set, SWG beige is pretty good. Okay, try and find the last few keys. That's that one. That's that one. Actually, the one new key for the top, which is there. I don't think there's a mod colored one in this set for it. Nope, so there's that, and then I need the shift key. Boom, we are done. I'm used to it. Also, high quality streams will slow so much I'll fade to load here where I live. Fair. What is the deal with Cherry Ergo switches and them not fitting on keycaps? So on the stem of Cherry Ergo switches, let's zoom in so I can show you this. I don't have a Cherry Ergo to hand, but on the stem for Cherry Ergo switches, you'll see on this switch here, there's kind of like a divot on this side here. That divot's there so that this top bit kind of like catches on the keycap and holds it in place. If you can see that there's like a little divot just on that side. On Ergo Clears, on the opposite side to that divot, there is a bump that comes out, and it's only minuscule. It's only maybe 0.5 millimeter tall, but there's a bump on the side, and that bump was designed to be to help the switch retain into the keycap. So what happens is you push the keycap on, and it was designed to hold it really super securely and give it that extra friction fit. But what it did is it actually distorts the shape inside there, so then when you pull it off, it can break the stems really easily because it's stretching the stem out. So it's designed to be for one-use fitments. Unfortunately, it was also used for things like MX Purples, and I've just realised. No, that's right. Yeah. So yeah, that's where it came from. Hey man, thanks for being here. It's been okay so far. Touch wood. Here's the stream. We'll see how it goes. There we go. This is the LZSE ALBC3 editions. This is stupidly heavy. Made from bronze. It's like 7 or 8 kilos. Ashes switches, SWG beige, and UK ISO, which is really cool. Okay, now we've done that. Time to pop some keycaps on here, and for this we're going to put cap grey alert on here, I think, just to see how it looks. Stratum, my beloved, here it is. You can order a Stratum right now in Group Buy. My description sucked. I was thinking of Vaporwave. Okay, well, at least I know what you meant now. Vaporwave is a really cool set. I would love to see it come back. UK ISO kit comes as standard with this this keycap set. So if you do buy it from us here in the UK, you will get UK ISO keys as standard. Today I learned Chaos. That's good knowledge. Thank you for sharing that. So beige keycaps came about because of a German requirement for office equipment. Interesting. Right, do I have my label maker here? Because I need to make a label for this. This is going to be cap alert. And we've got base and UK ISO. So this is delete all of this one. Cap grey alert. And we've got base and UK ISO. Put a slash. Which side of Germany would that be, I wonder? That is probably not something to discuss on stream. 3 weeks to F1. Need to do some racing. Yeah. I feel you, man. I feel you. It's back soon, though. Just 2 more weeks to go. Need to build my Parabolica. Might start tonight. Forgot I had ordered it until the shipping notification. Nice. I always like it when that happens. You forget you've ordered something and then it just turns up It's pretty much what happened with the ALBC3 board. I ordered it, forgot I'd ordered it, and then it just turned up randomly one day. Kept growing out, base and UK ISO. Okay, so I'm not going to use the red alert row here. I am just going to use, in fact, I don't need any of the UK ISO keys because it's an ANSI board, so we don't need any of those. But I am just going to use the grey of the alert keys today. But this is the keycap set. What do you think F1 teams could do to be more sustainable, inject more performance out of current regulations in place? To be more sustainable, they could. Oh man, like sustainability is a hard one with F1 because they're kind of at the limit of what they can do. Like you can say, okay, they should be, you know, promoting energy regen and stuff like that, and they are, which is, but it makes it really difficult. I think sustainable fuels is a great way of doing it. I think if they were more public about supporting companies where they're doing carbon offsetting for their travels and things like that, that would be really good. So yeah, that kind of thing. Are we even going to get a Finer Things R2? I don't know. That's going to be up to GMK, I think. But it would be nice to see Finer Things R2. Jay, have you considered adding a Royal Mail option when shipping to the EU? Would make life easier as a buyer? No, it wouldn't. So the only way to ship, so as a VAT registered business, you cannot ship DDP with Royal Mail unless you're sending a small parcel. Small parcels are limited to 2 kilograms in weight. Anything above 2 kilograms becomes parcel force, and it is significantly more expensive than DHL. So it works for some things, it doesn't work for other things. The vast majority of our customers order a keycap set and a desk mat. That's the single biggest combination of orders. The weight of a keycap set is about 1 kilo. The weight of a desk mat is about 1 kilo. And you put them both in a box with the weight of the box and the packing materials and labels and everything else. It's 2 kilos. And the other thing as well is Royal Mail won't come and collect from here. They are subscribed to too many businesses in the area. They refuse to collect from PTHQ, which means that we would have to go and drop off the packages every day. We do ship large letters from here, which is fine. And we can do large letters. The other thing as well is they also don't allow prepayment of taxes, so we can deliver correctly under IOSS. The only thing they will allow is duties deliveries paid, which is completely different, and it's not as secure in guaranteeing that you won't get import duties, because it all depends then on the customs agent reading it correctly. The way we do it now under IOSS is significantly better for everyone. So it would be cheaper for some packages but more expensive for prototypists to ship it that way, so it would broadly work out the same cost as DHL. If it was over 2 kilograms, it would be more expensive than the current shipping prices are anyway, and it would be a logistical nightmare because we'd have to shut here early to go and drop it off every day at the Royal Mail, which is about 10 miles away in Leeds, so it's a 20-minute drive each way at best, and in rush hour traffic it's probably 40 minutes away. So it just Royal Mail is just not, unless it was going to give us 1,000 orders a month. It's just not something we can do, and it's not going to give us 1,000 orders a month. It's going to give us an extra 10 because we probably already do 1,000 orders to the EU with DHL. So I would love to nano rip, but it just does not make business sense for us to do it. It just really doesn't. I hope that helps, but yeah, it's one of those things. Got those desk mats. Thank you for the discount. You are welcome. Have the original Space 65 and Think 65. Nice. Waiting for the 4th stream of this board where you realise Just Beachy is the answer. Do you know, I don't own Just Beachy, and I can't justify buying any more key sets. But if you buy Just Beachy and you get your 10% discount on GMK, and you tell me I can put it on the board, I will do just that for you, Basil, and then we'll ship the keycaps out to you tomorrow. That would be the way to do it. But I think if anyone is on the fence about a stratum, you should really consider it. This actually looks really good in real life. I hope it looks as good on camera with these grey keycaps as it does to me here, because it looks really, really good. Any updates on when SWG Midnight Rainbow will be available for pre-order? No, soon is basically, it's Q2, so it's going to be this quarter. I don't have any dates to share with you just yet. Didn't find things have a problem with copyright. I'm imagining things, not copyright, but the designer that owns the design refused to let it be rerun. Don't think you're going to beat beige on that board, honestly. On the previous one, yeah, I agree. It does look really good. It's a cool material. Does this not have UK ISO in the set? This, yeah, it has UK ISO, but the board's built ANSI, so I can't build it ISO. But yeah, Cap Grey Alert has UK ISO in base. Yeah, the UK ISO keys are in here already. It even has ISO keys for the alert row. We paid extra for those, so you can have the alert row as well. I thought they were bad molds. Wait, you thought what were bad molds? Sorry, Eisenheim. Trying to put together cherry topped Telios. Should I go with MX1A or MX2A for the tops? If I would go with MX2As, but go for the petal tops, the light pink ones, they'd look really, really good with the Telios stems. Cherry petals are also top tier switch as well, if you like cherry scratch. Gonna have to run, sadly. My wife wants to watch The Pit. I hope the build goes smoothly. If you haven't watched The Pit, guys, do watch it. I'm not usually one for medical dramas, but The Pit has been excellent in both seasons, so maybe you want to check that out. I'm not affiliated with whatever channel that runs on, but yeah. The keyboard looks like a tank. Yeah, it really is heavy. It's the ALBC board. The Stratum's not as heavy. In fact, it's nowhere near as heavy, but it's a lovely keyboard all the same. Came across a 103 key KS keyboard layout earlier, and the Enter key, Mother of God. The machine sounded retro. Nice. Now I want a label maker. I use that for a lot of things in my life. It's very handy and very useful. Might have missed it, but I want to know if you use the PC plate or the Alio on the Stratum. This is the polycarbonate plate. I'm a big fan of polycarbonate plates on aluminium keyboards. And the amount of compatibility this gives you this set as well is kind of insane for the price point, because it's really cheap. I think it's less than 100 quid, I think. Cap Grey Alert. If anyone can check the price of it, in fact, let's have a look. How much is it? Cap Grey Alert. Okay, you can see the website. I can't type. I don't have a keyboard plugged in. It'll be in here. Oh man, it's 85 quid. That's a bargain for all of this compatibility, plus your UK ISO keys, plus those, and then numpads a little bit more. But yeah. What a bargain. What an absolute bargain that is. I'm so terrible at the shilling. Even over 2 kilogram is cheaper than a stupid quote from Signature Plastics on €94 for £5 of DCS grab back to Spain. Is that from directly from Signature Plastics? This is the blue silver top colour. Basalt blue, that's the one, Doomsday. Yes, thank you. Thanks for explaining the shipping thing. Only asking because DHL makes me fill out tax paperwork and Royal Mail doesn't. So yeah, what they're doing basically, Nano Rip, is when you fill out that tax paperwork, they are checking to make sure that I have paid the correct tax for you. That's a German legislation thing that they changed last year. You should only ever need to do it once, because once it's been done, it should then sit for all future packages that we ship to you. But effectively what they're doing is they're doing a check to make sure that we are shipping things as we've said we would ship them, which is frustrating in and of itself, but it is what it is. I love the fact that it's got the icons here. I really like that. Okay, and that's where they keep the alert row. I'm just going to put these keycaps in the tub. The grey keycaps look clean. Looks so good, doesn't it? Maybe we can put one, like maybe a red enter in or something would look good. Just wanted something to look nice with the pastel blue. Let's and I wanted to use the SWG beige on the other board, but you know what, that looks really good. I don't know if that looks as good in real life as it does with this color on the screen, but that really works well. Oh, that's the wrong profile. Come on, Jay. Select the right profile. There we go. That looks really good. Right, let's get rid of these old trays because we don't need this anymore. Put these keycaps on top. I have GMK rubber hose on the rubber Haku, so I've currently got GMK Violet Alert on the beige chain. That looks great. Violet Alert's a really nice set as well. Yeah. I just used the US 2 and out keys rather than the UK versions. Did I? Do you know what? You're right. I did. I used the wrong ones. It does have UK. Yeah, you're right. I will rectify that in a second. Do you have the charcoal black top for the stratum as well? How different does it look? I don't. I only have the basalt blue and I have the brown one as well, but it's not in this room, so I can't show you that right now. At least I don't think it is. Oh, I do. I lied. It's tucked under here. This is the, I can't remember the name of it. This is the red-brown one, which gives you an idea of what it looks like. Right, let's go see how this sounds with the cap grey alert on. See if it sounds any different to the SWG caps. God, that sounds so good. So good. So good. Okay, let's plug it back in. Nice. Okay, so that's cap grey like that. I did put the wrong keycaps on here. So let's fix that. I need to put the UK ISO keys on for those two. Took an L on the PT Rubber Jane Extras raffle, but I managed to win the Silver Jane V3 raffle a couple of days after. Nice. Looking forward to trying one. Nice. I wonder if SP is like this stock thing. Like, I arrange for our own shipping for Signature Plastics. I don't. They don't ship to us. I send them a label and then it gets collected and gets shipped to us, just so it saves us some money. Because our rates are a little bit more favourable than what they get. So maybe we could offer them here in the UK and get them through that way. Although they've always been really reticent to sell us them in the past. There's the key for that, and then we need to be here somewhere. I know you're there. You are. There we go. There we go, Jelly. Thank you for pointing that out. That's fixed. SWG keycaps are very similar to what you just saw for the cap grey alert. Very, very similar in terms of packaging because they're made in the same factory. That looks stunning. Yeah, it looks so good. Both of them look really good. I'm really, really happy with that. Oh, wrong button. But yeah, the packaging for SWG keycaps is very similar to this. So you get like a tray like this because it's all made at Keyreative. Very similar to the double tray system here, and it comes with comes in a box that's almost identical to this as well. So that's what you get for SWG stuff. Eamon says, sorry to ask if this is private, but do you actually drive on your day off to the office just to stream Bros comic books? Yeah, I do. So the workshop is about 5 miles from my home, and on a Sunday I will drive up here about 6 o'clock, leave the house about 6, get here for about 6:15. Usually have to go to the shop for milk because I stock up for milk on a Sunday ready for the week. And then I potter around for like an hour doing a few things in the workshop, getting things sorted out ready for tomorrow, for like kickstarting the Monday. And then I stream from about 8 o'clock until about 11 p.m, so for about 3 hours. And then I drive home. And if you were watching my Insta stories last week, you will see that I actually got stuck in the workshop because someone locked me in with a padlock that was broken and I had to cut my way out of the workshop. Luckily I have power tools and I'm not afraid to use them. But yeah. But I do drive to the workshop on a Sunday just to stream because yeah, it's part of my job. It's part of what I do. Do you usually have something covering your finger tattoo, or am I oblivious? Yeah, so sometimes I have my wedding ring on. Me and my wife got matching tattoos, so crowns on our ring fingers a few months ago. 6 months ago, 7 months ago now, because we both lost a lot of weight and our wedding rings don't fit. So you might see in older videos that I have my wedding ring on, and that does kind of cover it up. You can't really see it if I'm wearing that. But yeah, I'm covered in tattoos. I can't really show you on stream, but I am covered in tattoos. Can we have another sound test of the LZ key, please? Yeah, sure.
Tasty.
Joshio, thank you so much for 50 months of subs, dude, and thank you for lighting up the pink rocket ship. I do really appreciate you. There you go. You both look great now. Both look stunning now. Looky how good that you can see the lights as well now. I do love this light. I do love that light. It works so well. Right, but yeah. That's on the sound test of the LZ keyboard. What happened last week? So so on a Sunday, there's often one of the other companies here where the workshop is. There's like 7 different buildings. All workshops very similar to the one PT has. And at unit number 7, there is a brewing company. They make the equipment to brew beer and wine and whatever else with. And they're usually here on a Sunday night. I think they work Sunday afternoons, like 4 till 8 or something like that. So when I start streaming, they're still here, and they leave whilst I'm live, and that's usually fine because they usually shut the gate. And it's a big industrial steel gate that's 9 feet tall, 10 feet tall, and it has a bolt that goes through it and a padlock that goes on the bolt, and we all know the code for the padlock. What happened last week? The padlock's been there for a while, and what happened last week is the padlock. As water is ingressed into it, and it just doesn't work very well. And it was a really bulky type that you set the right code to. You had to pull a plunger. Think old pinball arcade machine kind of plungers to set the ball going. It had a plunger on one side, and that should shoot a bar out the other side, so you can take the padlock off the gate, open the gate, and get in and out. The only thing is that plunger mechanism is old, decrepit, falling apart, doesn't work very well. And when you pull the plunger, instead of the bar popping out, you had to kind of wiggle the bar and pull it out. The issue was that it was the padlock hangs in a gap that's probably about this sort of size. It's kind of like that's the gap to put your hand through. The problem is the plunger was on the outside of the fence, and the plunger was on the inside of the fence where I was, so I could pull the plunger, but the bar that I would then need to wiggle was on the opposite side. So you pull the plunger on this side, this is where I'm trapped, this is where I'm trying to get to, the bar is on this side, and like I had such a small gap, which is about the same size as this opening, so not very big at all, to squeeze my hand through alongside the padlock to try and grab hold of the bar through the back. So I'm like this, trying to reach through to grab hold of this bar. Maybe this way is better. Like I'm like this, trying to reach through to hold, like put my hand through, trying to grab hold of this bar, pulling this plunger and trying to wiggle this bar free. But I basically only had that amount of force that I could put, so just couldn't get hold of it. If I was on the other side of the fence, I'd have been able to hold onto a bit of metal and use the whole of my arm to kind of like pull this metal bar out. Just could not do it. Could not get the leverage to do it. So I tried getting some grips, putting the grips through the gap, kind of putting my hand through the gap, getting the grips aligned, squeezing them on, and trying to do it that way. Did not work. Contemplated climbing over the fence in the dark. I thought I'd probably break my ankle if I do climb over the fence in the dark, so I didn't do that. And in the end, because the code was right, the plunger was working and everything, it just wasn't, the bar wasn't coming out. I tried putting lubricant on it, I tried bashing it with a hammer, I tried to prise it with a screwdriver, I cut like a little slot into it and tried to use a screwdriver to push the bar out of the way. None of it worked, so in the end I just had to use the angle grinder and cut the bar completely off and take it out that way. That was the only way I could do it. So I didn't get away from here until 1 a.m. last week, and then I had to buy a new padlock. And because I was really frustrated at the situation, I actually shot myself in the foot with this. So this is something else I'm really angry at myself about. Because I didn't get home till like 1:30. By the time I got home, had a shower, got ready for bed, it was like 2 a.m. I was really angry about the whole situation. I needed to be back at the workshop for 8. I was wired and tired and really frustrated. So I sent our landlord an email and I complained that this had all happened and demanded that he provide us with a better lock or some new solution to open the gate. There's no reason they couldn't spend 1,500 quid and put an electromagnet in and everyone would have pass cards. Absolutely cheap to do. 1,500 quid, £2,000, that's all it would cost to do. So I was complaining about that. The next morning he emailed me back and he said, it will bring you cold comfort. This was the actual terms in the letter, in the email, cold comfort to learn that by not locking the gate on the evening, because I'd cut the padlock off, I couldn't lock the gate, and leaving the yard unsecured, you are now in breach of your contract, and as per the terms of contract, we can fine you up to 10% of your annual rent as a fee for leaving the yard unsecured overnight. So rather than address my concerns about the padlock being faulty or anything like that, he chose to go on the aggressive side of things and basically said, you are going to have to pay. I did go through the contract. I read the contract letter for letter. I found the clause that he was talking about. And it does say that if you leave the yard in an evening and leave it unsecured overnight, that there is a penalty to pay. But the key word is leave the yard in the evening. I didn't leave the yard in the evening. I left the yard in the early hours of the morning. I left the yard at 1 a.m. That's not the evening to me. After 9 o'clock, I think 9 p.m., I think it's nighttime. I think evening is a stretch at 9 p.m. But at 1 a.m. Or 2 a.m. when I emailed him, it is absolutely the morning. I didn't leave in the evening. So I went back to him with that. He has not replied since. So I'm hoping that's the end of it. So yeah, this is, it's one of those things. It's one of those things. He has not replied since. He did not replace the padlock. I had to buy a new padlock. That was 60 quid, which is... And then I had problems using that padlock when I got here today. Everyone knows the code. Someone has changed the code because, like, on coded padlocks, if you open them in a certain way, and when they're open, you press a certain combination, you can change the code on the padlock. Someone has changed it, so I had to go through when I got here as well. I'm not going to tell you them, but let's say it was 1001 as the code, 1001 because it's 4 digits. That's not the code, but let's say it was that. I had to go through all of them to try and find the new code. It turns out that it was 999. That wasn't the actual code, but someone had adjusted the code, and it was actually somehow they'd got it like a little bit less than what the original code was, and I had to go through all of them. So I stood there for like 10 minutes looking dodgy as hell because there's a pub next door, and people were stopping in the car park and like eyeing me up and like looking at me trying to unlock this gate, and I'm literally just trying to flick through and testing the padlock, flick through. I had to go through it. It took 10 minutes until I got the code. Yeah, which it proves it's not particularly secure anyway, because if I could do it in 10 minutes starting from 0000 and trying to work out what the code is, anyone else could do that as well. you know. So yeah. Let's catch up on chat. Joshua, 50 months. Amazing, dude. Thank you so much for that. Congrats on the weight loss. Thanks, dude. Yeah, I think the last time I saw you in real life was when I just started the weight loss moons, when we went for pizza. And the time before that, when I saw you, was when we climbed a mountain, and I was really chunky back then. I'm about 5 stone down from that point now, which is what, 14 pounds a stone. So 140, 70 pounds down from there. And yeah, I've got another 15, 20 pounds to lose, but yeah, I'm not too far away now. What a giant arsehole. Yeah, a lot of money. Dude, the rent on this place is insane. It is incredibly insane what we have to pay for rent for this building. It's about £18 a year per square foot. So for every single square foot, it's about 18 quid a year, which is a lot, because it goes on floor space, does your rent, not on the actual building itself. So when we put the mezzanine in, the rent went up because there was more floor space. Yeah, we built a mezzanine floor above the ground floor. There is technically more floor space. Your rent goes up. These are the things you don't know. And in fact, another example of our landlord, a few years ago, before we were in this unit, we were in one of the other units. We used to be in unit 6, slightly smaller, and we have big up and over doors, and then designed for lorries. So these are 40 feet tall, and they're up and over doors. They retract up and over on like a gimbal system, and there's like a track down each side that there's wheels that run in this track, and one of the wheels popped out. And I emailed the landlord and said, okay, the up and over door has broken. Please, can you send someone out to fix it? And he said, no. That would be your responsibility, Jay, because we are only responsible for and I quote you, the fabric of the building. And we don't determine doors or shutters to be part of the fabric of the building. Yeah, fabric of the building was the actual term used to me on that. So I had to pay 400 or 500 quid for someone to come out and fix the door at the time. Insane what landlords get away with, because you don't have protections as a business consumer. As long as the contract is deemed fair, you don't have any protections. There's no consumer protection like you get with a private home rental, for example. The landlord decided to go use the nuclear option, thinking he had a gotcha. He just wanted the money. Landlords are assholes. They may need to change the contract now. I may need to get out of the contract now. Yeah. Some people like to be arseholes. You just have to make him see that he needs to figure out a solution, as this is dangerous to your property within as well, and you don't want something like that to happen again. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think what would actually be slightly more secure is, as I say, is like a carded system where every member of the workforce that's in here, which is probably only about 20 people, has a card that you can tap on the gate, and that will unlock an electromagnet. It's not difficult to do. You could even have a 6-digit code to put in or something like that. Again, not difficult to do. Doesn't need to be manned, can be operated automatically. Hell, they can even wire it to my power and I'll pay for the power to do it. I don't care. But yeah. How is he making you pay for more floor space if you didn't put it in? Just tell him I'll be removing the floor space on my way out. Well, I mean, we will take the mezzanine out when we leave this space. But yeah, the rent goes up if we increase the floor space. It's literally in the contract. We have to ask for permission before we can install like a mezzanine floor, because it means drilling into the concrete base. And yeah, they have to come out and inspect it and sign it off. And we had to pay £500 for the permission to do it. The other thing as well is, in the workshop area, there was no power. So power was only in the 2 office spaces. There was no plug sockets out in the actual main workshop area. So we had an electrician come out and run some power cables around and some conduit and all of the correct specifications and everything like that. Didn't think anything of it, just had it done. And when the landlord came out to do an inspection, he was like, why have you got power out here? You never asked for permission to do that. I was like, didn't realize I had to. And he's like, yeah, you need to show us plans, you need to do this, blah, blah, blah. You have to pay us and the board of directors £500 for us to review it. They retrospectively charged me for all this. And then we wanted to put the mezzanine in. They charged me £500 for the plans for the mezzanine to go in. Kind of insane. It's just insane. But yeah, libel lawsuit coming in. He's not going to watch this. No wonder you're looking at options. Yeah. As soon as you mention money to a landlord, they freak out. It's just insane. The rent goes up here 10% a year, 10% per year, and you are in a 6-year contract. 10% a year. So that means your rent is 60%. I mean, it's not, it's more, but it's 60% higher in year 6 than it was in year 1. It's insane. It's insane. But we need the space. So, yeah. 10% a year annual increase in rent. Some of the other businesses are 12 or 13%. And we managed to negotiate down to 10. Yeah. Yeah. When we left the old unit, because we swapped units basically halfway through our 6-year term, so we left the old unit and came to this one. He tried to charge me $7,000 to put the old unit back to repair. So we put like the wood, you can't see it at the minute, but there's wood paneling across this back wall. We put that in my old office downstairs, and we'd had some power sockets put on the wall. And because we have vehicles in here.
Tasty.
Apiary, thank you so much for the raid of 55 people. Thank you so much for coming along. Because we have vehicles in and out, there was kind of like a couple of oil stains on the floor and stuff like that. But it's concrete floor. It's kind of like fair wear and tear in my head. He tried me $7,000 to rectify all of that. And there was a couple of like marks on the wall where we hung things, or things had bashed the wall and things. But it's a workshop. And yeah, he tried to charge me $7,000 for that. Luckily, the people taking it over, friends of mine, they said, "Oh, we'll put it back to rights when we leave." So we didn't have to pay it. But I can guarantee when we leave this unit, we will have to pay it. So yeah. Niku, hey man, thanks for being here. But yeah, renting a workshop for a business in the UK is insane, and it's expensive, really expensive. Don't get me wrong, the quality of the building is generally pretty good and it's really nice and clean, but would I do it again? Maybe not. Right. We've done a lot of talking today, and we've not actually built a keyboard, and I don't think we're going to finish it in time today. We do have about an hour left, so let's take a look at the keyboard we're going to build today, and maybe start the build. But Apiary, how was your build? What were you doing today on stream? I did see you streaming earlier on, but I didn't get a chance to kind of say hi or anything. Let's get this build. So this is a Parabolica 60, and I'm going to show you some cool bits actually, because as we're doing a build for this customer, we didn't actually like pack it fully. So it comes in this box like this. Doing great so far. Nice. We're playing in a TFT tournament. Oh, nice. That sounds cool. I could not play video games on stream. I'd be so terrible at them. So it comes in this nice box. Oh, the stream camera's zoomed in a bit too far. Let's zoom back out. So this is how the Parabolica comes. We write some stuff on here for the customer, but then it gets this really nice sticker, and we have to apply these stickers over this section here, which is where the box seals, which is really nice. So we will do that for the customer after it's built. And the customer has chosen to go for night stabilizers, and I think these are Gateron and L'Orange switches, which should be good. They may charge you for displaying funny neon spaceships without permission. They may well do. I'm hopeful that one day I can buy my own business premises, but rather than lease. But that is not something that's happened just yet. So yeah, comes in this lovely box, which has like all the gubbins inside it, and then it comes in a carry case too. And this is the customer's build. They've gone for the dark violet with copper midframe and copper badge, which is really cool. And this is the HHKB layout. Now they did order an extra POM plate, so I'm going to assume they want it built with the extra POM plate, because they've gone with the anodized aluminium in here. So let's open this up and have a look. We have some feet, some gasket parts, some top mount parts, some more gasket mounts, and some case screws. And as well as that, we have the authenticity card, which is pretty cool. We have a daughter board. We have some stickers. We have the hot swap PCB. Both PCBs for this build are hot swap. And we have the aluminium plate as well. I'm just going to check the customer's email, just make sure I haven't missed anything in terms of how they want me to build it. HHKB layout. Excellent. Full control, full spacebar, split backspace. Nice. There we go. And then the keyboard itself comes in this nice little area here. Nice box, nice case. I'm a sucker for orange. Me too. Me too. Orange is a great colour. It does say everything on there about the build as well, which is pretty cool. Nice little ribbon to undo. Look at that colour. What a great colour that is. Purple and copper. Man, there's something to be said for purple keyboards, right? And look at that side profile. Unboxing matches my watch strap. It does, you're right. What a great colour that purple is. Okay, let's take the keyboard out of this plastic. Super, super nice. There's plastic in the bottom of here. That's super nice. Look at this. If you haven't bought a Parabolica, one of the really cool things about this board that I want to show you actually, one of the really cool things I absolutely adore about this board is how, when you look at the base here, this line is perfectly flat. And this part here gradually gets deeper as you go around the board. So it becomes like this deep chasm at the back. And then it comes flush onto this front edge. It's really, really hard to show you that in any kind of like meaningful context on stream, but it's such a nice little detail that this gets darker and deeper for the copper, and it just hides it in shadow. Like when you're looking at it like on your desk and it's like that, it's just so nice. And this front accent as well, super, super nice. What a side profile. Continues around the rear as well, just really, really nice. Take a close-up look at that. Super, super nice weight. I do love these boards. I'm surprised they were not more popular when the group buy was live. Right, let's find some feet. Beautiful, yeah. Bought a purple keyboard for my windbreaker set. Nice. I think we'll go with the dark feet and leave the light feet for the customer to use later on if they want to. Just knowing that they've gone for the dark future from the set. Warfinger, hey man, thanks for being here. I'm doing well, thank you. It is Sunday evening, so it's always nice to be streaming on a Sunday. Deep looking purple. It is a really nice purple. I think we've only got a couple of these left in stock, but I don't think we've got a purple one actually. We might do. I'm not sure what colours we've got. I was on the fence when I ordered my Parabolica. I absolutely love it. Glad I did. Yeah. It's just got curves in all the right places. Like here, this is just such a complex shape to mill. Like this, because there's like a kink in it as well. There's this kink here, and it's curved in 2 or 3 different ways, and then it meets with this curve at the back. Like this here has got a curve to it as well, and then you can see that just how complex that geometry is. And for it to be so super smooth like this, it's just chef's kiss. Okay. We will put that piece of plastic back in the base when we assemble everything. But first of all, let's take the case apart. Grab a little screw tray. I hope you're keeping well, Manu, as well. I hope you're doing alright. I know we were talking earlier about some stuff. The customer's wanting us to use the Gateron Launch switches today, so this is what's going to go in it. Just relaxing before a chaotic Monday. I know the feeling. Tomorrow, this week is actually really chaotic. Sharon is still on vacation, but Mel's back. But it's really chaotic for me because I've got a million things going on. So that's the top frame that comes out. Super, super nice. Next job is to install the daughter board, which we do have in one of these pouches, which is here. I'm wondering if we will need to remove the brass to be able to install this or not. Just put the screws in there. I'm not sure if we'll be able to install this without removing the brass or not. I suspect we'll have to remove it. Yeah, that's not going to fit down there. Okay, so time to take the brass piece out. The copper even, not brass, the copper. Work every day. The only day I don't, I mean, I work every day really as well, because I always check my phone at some point. But yeah, I try not to work on Saturdays, but every other day of the week I work at least 7 or 8 hours. I'm getting my MX Master 4 tomorrow. Any recommendations for similar mice? Or is it still a case that Logitech are the only player in town? The only mouse I use is an MX Master 4 and MX Master 3. I'm not a massive gamer, so, and if I do game, I have a control plugged in at the side. So yeah, I am very much on the productivity side of things when it comes to mice. Okay, now we've done that, the copper part should just lift out, he says. Just like so. And that is a huge slab of copper that just sits in the middle. I'm going to pop that to one side as well. That means that now we can put the daughter board in place. I'm just going to pop that down. And we'll screw it in. Have you heard of the 4-wrap stabs? These are arriving soon to GAM. If those are good, we'll try help you get those. Yeah, I haven't tried them yet, but I have seen a couple of people try them and say that they're good. If we can stock them, I will. I'm still very much on the night stabilizer at the minute. But yeah, if you've got a line on them, Manu, let's talk. Love copper, says Hammer Brother. Yeah. There is a lot to be said for a nice piece of copper. Mr. Collane, hello good sir, hope you're doing well. That is the wrong screw. That is the correct screw. All lined up nicely. So now it's time to tuck this cable down and then reintroduce the the copper. it's supposed to. Feels like we've got one of the wires just trapped a little bit there. No, that's it. That is it. There we go. Now we can screw back down the weight. Nearly called you something else. Wait, what did you nearly call it? Are these different sizes then? Yeah, okay. Okay, so we're just about there for installing the weight again. That's nicely done. Just one screw short, must be still in the tub somewhere. Where's the last screw gone then? I seem to be missing a screw. Where on earth has that gone? Oh, it's there. It's attached to the other screw. Just a case of Jay being blind completely there. Right, okay. So that's the daughter board all installed. Next job is to start to assemble the plate and PCB. So, put the top case back on. So the customer did order this with the aluminium plate and the hot swap PCB, but they also ordered the extra POM. So that's what we're going to build this with. You know what polypropylene is? No, apparently not. Here is the PCB. It's actually a really nice PCB. It's got a really cool design on it. I like the kind of dotted effect. It's pretty nice. Nice hot swap PCB. And here is a nice plate as well. This has got a sandblasted texture to it. I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick it up, but it's got a really nice sandblasted texture to it. Okay, so first things first, let's get our stabilizers lubricated and installed into the case. Another question, I bought one of these Velas, but I forgot about the switches for the Venom PCB. Which ones would you recommend I get? I would recommend that you get the Aglaston Radiant switches, or if you, I actually really like the Do hooks. Let me show you on the website. So if you go to the website and you go to in stock switches, I really like the AGS Radiant switches for Hall Effect. They're really good. They sound great too. The other ones that I really like are the Black Knights, which, where are they? Oh, maybe we've sold out of Black Knight switches. But I really do rate the Do hooks as well. These sound phenomenal. We built my Vela with them and they sound amazing. They're really, really cool. They're a little bit more expensive, but they're really, really cool switches. So, yeah. Maybe you want to take a look at those. Okay, so the customer wanted, let me just remind myself. Full control for caps lock, full spacebar, and split backspace. So we want split backspace. So we're going to need a stabilizer for ISO for ANSI enter. ISO enter. I think I'm building my own keyboard still. A stabilizer for left shift. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 U spacebar on the bottom row. And that's all we should need from the stabilizers. What keycaps do you guys think would go well with this? I think I told you earlier on what the customer sent to put on the board, but what do you think would go well with it? Like with that color purple, what would you put? If like this was your board, what would you put on there? Anything interesting? So just going to loop the stabilizers with XHT BDZ for the customer. Just going to put a nice layer on, don't want to put too much on. Symbiote, Purple Knight. Purple Knight would look good actually. I think Purple Knight would probably look better than Symbiote, maybe. Heliborus. Yeah, Heliborus is a good set. I think I'd probably go Fright Knight over Heliborus, but I don't disagree that that would look good. White on black. Nice. Nothing wrong with a bit of white on black. It's classic for a reason. Orangey for the full Bam Bam. Yeah. Lavender on black. Lavender on black would look good actually. Yeah, that would look nice. A couple of people said orangey. I think orangey might actually look quite good. Yeah, I think unironically it would look good. Purple Neo 65 with GMK Abstract. The combo looks lovely. Nice. I do quite like GMK Abstract. It's a good set. Moon said jelly with the wonderful pairings. Yeah. Certainly going to brighten up the board. Absolutely. Violet Alert. Violet Alert might be slightly the wrong purple for it. It would probably clash a little bit more than it would match, I think. What about something like Windbreaker? Would Windbreaker work, do you think? Or something like Divina Papaya? Maybe. Violet and Cream would look good, yeah. Ball Pit maybe, yeah. Too many colours. Okay. Not zooted. Well, guess what comes back next week, guys? That's right. In fact, it comes back tomorrow. Lou loves Zooted. Zooted's great. Analog Dreams. Analog Dreams is a great shout. I don't know why I didn't think of Analog Dreams. I have Analog Dreams on like a green board, well, a teal and pink board, and that works really, really well too. Zooted. comes back tomorrow. I don't know if Analog Dreams will rerun. Do you know what I'd love to do? I'd love to do DCS Analog Dreams. I would absolutely adore to do DCS Analog Dreams. I think I might be the only person in the world who would want that though. Wish you found some Gorp extras. Gorp went surprisingly hard. Like it didn't do particularly well for us in the group buy, so I didn't buy a ton of extras. But the extras went really quickly. I was very surprised at how well the extras did actually for Gorp. I was expecting it to be a long, slow burn for like things like not Hyperfuse. What was the recent Hyperfuse? Hyperbeige. Like it's just been like a slow burn type set. But I was surprised because Gorp sold out literally within, like, the base kits at least, sold out within like a week, which was really impressive. I thought Orangey would go really quickly, but it seems like Orange is not in favour at the minute because not many people have been buying that. No, Azusa just had, it had basic ISO, but it didn't have UK ISO. That's how stabilizer's lubricated. Flare did really well, yeah. Lots of people mounted on a light blue Spider TKL and it's sold fast. Yeah, one of those things. Sometimes, one of the big reasons I think that some sets don't sell in stock is because once a designer's been paid for the set and then it comes out, they're only really interested in the design as a group buy phase because after that they've been paid for it. But one thing that people like Captain Sterling do really well is they post about it after it's been released, so it's a little bit easier to sell the extras. And Extra Price Please did that really well for Gorp, so I think that's part of the reason why it sold out. Ada is another great one. Yeah, you wait all these years for an orange key set and then 3 come along at once. EPP is a legend as well. He's really nice. He's really nice. Easy to work with. Too many nice citrus sets. Yeah. Mikey's here as well. Hey Mikey, I hope you're doing well, dude. I like the shade of green windbreaker. You are not alone, good sir. Orange Boy as well. Yeah, Orange Boy was a little bit before, but Orange Boy is a good set. Just the spacebar stabilizer to install now. Coral is another one. Yeah, Coral was a struggle to sell. It took about 2.5 years for Coral to sell out, which was a real struggle. Although saying that, we've had sets that are really, really good, like Nightlight in stock for a couple of years now, and Camping has been in stock for a couple of years, and you know, there's some really, really bangers of sets that are just in stock. But you can get 10% off GMK right now. 10% off GMK is live until the stream ends, so there you go. Well, I think well, I say that it's actually in time with the lights. When this prototypist light behind me goes off, that's when the sale ends. So I had to automate it somehow, so that's how I automated it. Okay, stabilizers installed, looking nice and neat and tidy. Time to get our switches installed. I just wanted split backspace and full caps lock. What's a bit meh? Why does that not want to go in? There we go. Fenglisu is also fine. Fenglisu is a great set. There's so many good sets that I mean it's impossible to buy all the sets that you like. I think that's you know, it's just not possible for anyone to buy every set that's good. These hot swap sockets are really tight. You couldn't justify the money at the moment. That's fair, I understand it. Lost track of which team case sets I have now. Me and you both, dude. I have a wall full of keycaps. I know people who've got more than me though, and that makes me a little bit more happy about stuff sometimes when I know that other people have got more than I have keycap wise. I'm fairly certain that no one watching the stream that I know of as a customer has more keycap sets than me though at the minute, but feel free to prove me wrong by going and buying everything. It's possible you need Norda support. Keyboard helps massively. Yeah, okay, I get what you mean. Yeah. Sometimes that's down to the designer though. I did see some really good renders the other day actually for King of the Seas from Mikey. Looks really good. I'm really excited for that set. I hope it does really well. It seems to have a ton of hype behind it, so I'm hopeful that it's gonna do super well in group buy. We shall see. This Keep Sound's got a lot of key sets.
Tasty.
Gemma, thank you so much for 26 months of subs. That's kind of insane. How is it 2 and a bit years now? King of the Seas is from Captain Mike? Yeah. Curious to see the King of the Seas collab keyboard? Yeah, I think we should have details on that soon. No, probably don't have as many, but I'm currently at the point I'm making a spreadsheet with everything on and including a price column I've yet to fill out and figure what the total will come to. I would advise you not to fill that column out. Fill all the other columns out, don't fill that one out. I ran the numbers on how many cap sets I'd need to buy per year before I catch up to Jay, and the calculation suggested that we would see the eventual heat death of the universe before I caught up with him. I'm sure that's not true. I'm sure that you could easily go on the aftermarket and buy all the sets I have and all the sets that I don't have. I reckon I have about a third of all of the GMK sets ever produced, maybe. In fact, I don't know actually, because I think it's over 500 different keycap sets now. Like, I think it's like huge numbers now. One day I will create a full list of all of the GMK sets ever produced, but today is not that day. Need a Captain Reed Notion. Reed's Notion is legendary. Raymond says, is there any info on the Apex 60? Have you got your hands onto the keyboard by any chance? I haven't, no. I'm not even sure I know what the Apex 60 is off the top of my head. I may have seen it, I may not have done. But no, I do not have an Apex 60. If you have a link, I'm more than happy to take a look at it. And I will tell you if I know what it is. Too many mics. Feels strong, man. No, this is a customer's build. So this was from the group buy, and the customer asked me to assemble it for them. I always feel really bad because like when it's a hot swap build, like I feel like anyone should be able to do a hot swap build, but I don't want to like force people to do something they're uncomfortable with. But then like, because we charge a fee for builds, it's like I haven't really done much when I've assembled it, so I don't know. This week is going to be full of visuals. I'm here for it, my dude. I'm here for it. And I am well aware we need to have a conversation about some things as well on the set tomorrow. I meant to do it today and I just did not get the time. I'm sorry for that, dude. But we will 100% catch up tomorrow. Martin the Polar Bear has a lot of keycaps. Cool. The pink King of the Seas is interesting. There's some definitely bites on that, I'd imagine. Yeah. The shiny edition. Ignorance is bliss. I'm only hovering around 10 to 15 and that's plenty. I get that. I think that's a healthy number for most people. I think that's a healthy number. The thing is though, with stuff like SWG coming in at such a good price point now that you can have 2 or even 3 SWG sets for the price of a GMK set. Like, I think that's going to hopefully change a lot of people into having multiple key sets and changing stuff around a little bit. Because it's nice when you can have a change of style on your desk or a change of keycaps or whatever. Do you think the JO1 could work well as an Alps board? Since the internals are easy to swap, it would be nice to switch between MX, EC and Alps and then back again. The only issue is that getting a PCB for it will probably be difficult. I mean, we did design a PCB for the Alps with in conjunction with someone in the community a while back, and we made 5 of them, and I'll be honest, it just didn't sound great with Alps. It was never designed for it, but I do want to do an EC one, so Clever and I are actually trying to figure out a time when we can both sit down and go through some design stuff at the minute. But we will definitely offer EC for the JO1, and potentially Alps. I don't know. I don't want to promise it and then not deliver it, but we'll look at it. But yeah, we can easily. I mean, it's a custom PCB anyway, so we can easily do Alps. But I wanted to do just one PCB where it was EC and MX PCB all in one. We'll see. I'm really tempted to buy some of those Key Geek intros. The Key Geek intros are amazing. I've still got a big bag of them to get through, of my own personal ones. But yeah, they are amazing. That's the plate and PCB assembly all done. Now, the customer hasn't said how they'd like this assembling, but I'm going to take the initiative and I'm going to assemble it my favourite way for this board, which is using the softer of the gasket tadpole mount. DCS Grass Valley, dude, that looks so good. So good. These just tadpoles to insert. I'm going with the pink ones today. Do you know what I think I'm going to do actually? I think I'm going to insert these into the plate first and then put them in. We're just pushing the tadpoles into the plate, making sure they're all nice and set. Yeah, Alps tends to sound better with like an internal cavity. Yeah, Shark's really cool. We chat a fair bit. I'm a big Alps fan. I just didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I was going to do in the JO1, because the JO1 wasn't really designed for Alps. It was designed for everything. Well, it was designed for MX, obviously. Do you know what? These just don't want to go in. Why don't these want to insert? It's supposed to be just pressure fit, but they're just not wanting to go in. I wonder why that is. Let's try this again. These just don't want to go in there. No points. Okay, I'm not sure I'm enjoying those. I'm going to change my mind on that, and we're not going to use those. They just do not want it installed correctly. I will have a look at those later on tomorrow for the customer when I have a little bit more time and some daylight to look at it. I wonder if the blue ones are going a little bit. I wanted to use the softer ones, but I remain unconvinced that these are seating correctly. DCS is one of my favourite keycap profiles, yeah. But Signature Plastics are looking into options for new packaging, so I know they're looking into it. They've been looking into it since Will was involved, and that's been a little while away. I'm just for now. I'm just going to build this as top mount, and then I'm going to ask the customer how they want me to proceed, because I'm not convinced that they're going in particularly well. So let's just use the screws and top mount this for now. Top mount's always great anyway. But I am not convinced that the pellets are going in correctly. I might need to put them in the fridge for half an hour. I do. You are right. You are right. I do. You are correct. I can pop those in a second. I like the way the SP keycaps turn up. I just recycle compost packaging, no matter how fancy. Yeah. Top mount is the best mount for the Parabolica. I don't disagree. I was just going to use a couple of different mounts and try them out, but I do find with the tadpole, sometimes you just need to put them in the fridge for an hour before you use them, so they're a bit more rigid, because sometimes the slots, obviously because they're friction fit and they're quite a soft rubber, just makes them a little bit difficult to install. So I'll try that anyway tomorrow. I had to do that with a couple of the Geon boards previously as well. Okay, so there we go. You are absolutely right, I have missed a couple of switches. I don't know how I did that, but I did. I can pop these in now, just like so. Nice, nicely done. Right, let's pop the plastic sheet back in the bottom. See if we can figure out which way around this went. It's going to go like so. We're just going to connect the JST. It says struggling to line it up. Come on. JST connector, go in. Just being a little bit snugger than I would like. Oh, it's getting caught on the hot swap socket. I wondered why it wasn't going in. It's getting caught on the hot swap socket is the JST connector, so I'm going to have to trim the edge of the JST connector off. And that's frustrating. It's just getting caught on the I thought I'd got a bent pin inside there. Oh, look, that's going straight in now. Yeah. Just took that cable back down correctly. There we go. Now we can take the case screws and put it back together. I ditched all my GMK packaging as I just didn't have the space to keep them. That's fair. Screwdriver. When is the next keyboard meet? We're crying out for answers. We have Keyboards and Coffee on Saturday the 2nd of May here at PTHQ. After that, we will do Keyboards and Coffee on Thursdays, like we usually do, starting again towards the back end of May. We've been doing Keyboards and Coffee here at the workshop for a couple of years now. And then we will be having an open day in the late summer, date still to be announced, which will be a little bit more of a wider affair where people will be able to bring their own keyboards and stuff. That's probably going to be late summer. Date still TBC. I did ask MK UK if they were arranging a UK meetup this year. They did not answer positively or negatively and said it was something they were looking at, so I don't know where that's up to, but I haven't heard any firm plans yet. But they have made it fairly clear that I'm not allowed to be involved. Well, they didn't say that, but like I think they've had complaints that I've been involved in previous meetups, so they want to try and make sure they don't get people complaining that I'm involved in arranging another meetup in the UK. So, yeah. What's been my favourite group buy this year? Oof, I think the Stratum so far, in terms of stuff that's delivered, Windbreaker. These are L'Orange switches, so it's basically orange with an L in front. Some of the artwork and the patching is very nice, but I'm struggling to store them. Yeah, I took the commercial decision to get rid of my GMK packaging a couple of years back. Dirty Gingy, hey man, thanks very much for being here. The one-timer Molex could be useful. Yeah, I had to trim. It was only the little flange bit off of the edge of the JST connector, but it was just getting stuck on the hot swap socket. Anyway, it is done now. We are all built, all assembled. We pop all of these to one side. And then we can get the customer's keycaps out. For the Parabolica, the fight I had with the JST cable's not fun. I was ready to go insane. Yeah, I realized it was hitting the hot swap housing, so I just trimmed it. It was easy. Purple and copper looks phenomenal. That back view is amazing. It's such a good looking keyboard, right? Silly question, but you're still lubing directly from that massive jar of Crytox. I mean, not that same one that you would probably be seeing in Gingy, but yeah, I still have, I go through a massive tub of Crytox every 6 months or so. For stabilizers, I just use the Omnitype lube pens that we stock on the website now as well. But for switches, yeah, I have I go through about 1 kilo a year, something like that of lube, you know. Why wouldn't they want you to be involved? I think it was just because they'd had complaints that there was a conflict of interest with me being a vendor and arranging the UK meetup. So I suspect that's why they didn't want me involved. And someone didn't want me involved because of the conflict of interests. And rather than have the headache of a complaint or anything again, MK UK just said that they'll handle it and we can just be a vendor. So yeah. Have you tried the CL80? No, I'm waiting to hopefully get hold of a unit though. I want to get hold of a unit. My guess is I reckon a vendor shouldn't be involved. Pretty much that. I don't take a salary, but they would complain if I did take a salary as well. Yeah. Less of the flex jar on screen. I mean, I don't do streaming to flex. That's never the intention. Streaming here more to educate and to share, you know, what we do. But yeah, there's some metal tubs of Crytox around. Right, okay. This is the keycap set the customers chose with this. I think it's pretty much perfect. This is Future Funk. Oh, you meant flex jar and jest? Okay. Yeah, I don't want to come across as someone who likes to flex on the stream. That's never my intention. I just want to share and make people happy. That's all I want to do. I don't get the drama about a vendor organising meetups unless they do something that would make you have an unfair advantage or something. I don't see an issue. Yeah, I mean, like, that's never my intention, but I think they suspect that you get an unfair advantage because you're involved in it. I don't understand what that advantage might be, but, you know, love GMK. Okay, so we've gone for a split backspace here, which we'll need that for. Let's give the customer the bright pink escape. I have no idea how they want the keycaps arranging on this. They haven't told me, but we'll go for this. If you don't get a unit anytime soon, should I be receiving my CL8 from the China group by the end of this month and ship to me from China? I can let you learn if you want to look at it. Yeah, dude, sure. If you want me to build it, you can send it along and we can have a look at that for you. But I'm hoping to get hold of a unit. I've enjoyed your stream since Top Clack. Hopefully we'll continue to entertain us for years. I mean, hopefully. I plan to stream for as long as I'm in keyboards, right? And the market is changing, as we talked about on stream the other day, and as I wrote in my blog post, the market's changing drastically. But there's only so much you can do as a vendor, and you have to make choices. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. Let's put it that way. But I don't plan on not streaming anytime soon. I'll be streaming for at least the next 2 or 3 years, at least. I enjoy streaming too much to not keep doing it, to be quite honest. I can't remember if this set has a control key or not for R3. I think this is a great choice of keycap set for this board, though. It looks really good. I hope it looks as good on camera as it does in real life. Okay, let's see what we have on a second layer for the rest of the keycaps. We do have control, R3 control. I thought we did. What should we use for split backspace, actually? I don't build HHKB very often, so what do people usually use for split backspace? I feel like we should be using exactly that, right? It should be like so. It's not very too bright. I'll let the customer pick if they want to have any bright keys on here later on. So they've got one super key. No, it's not. Sorry, we've got two. There we go. Keycaps assembled. Right, let's catch up with chat. Zen knew the slimming it is. Future Funk is such a lovely set, it really is. very close to a Stratum order. It's growing on me. The Stratum is phenomenal. It is such a nice board. Here we go. Here is the customer's build. Parabolica 60, Gator on launch switches, Knight V3 stabs, and GMK Future Funk in a HHKB layout. What a side profile that is. I think that might be one of the prettiest side profiles in keyboards. Would you consider streaming on a different topic? Which one? I've considered streaming and doing car stuff, like when I'm fixing the classic cars and stuff, maybe. Could you maybe make a video or stream showing us a coffee making process? I did that on, I was on Good Keyboard Friends podcast a while back, and I did actually make full coffee with our espresso machine downstairs on that. So it is there, but I could actually film it and show it. Yeah, there is some old processes on Jay's Roastery's Instagram profile as well. Is this a peacock blue one? Wait, what? Usually tilde and delete. Yeah, I'll let the customer change it if they want. Where you should delete then. So honestly, like I would like personally, if I was using ANSI on this, I wouldn't. But if I was, that would become delete for me, right? I'd put delete here and pipe there. That's what I would do. Got 2 backslashes now. The customer can choose if they want it different. Swap pipe for backspace. Maybe. See you later, Brian. Thanks for being here. You got 2 slash keys. How come you don't choose a backspace key? Did they have a 1U backspace key? I just split backspace for this week. I wouldn't even use split backspace. I don't think. Is there a 1U backspace key? Is that what you're telling me? And we can put delete there if you want. If I put delete there, will it make you happier? Wait, that's not what I want. Where's the R1 delete key? There you go. Use a 1.5U backspace instead of select. I mean, we can, like, yeah, if you want to see that, we can do that. Does that mean you don't want the delete key there? Like, is that better? Is that what you wanted to see? But now the delete key looks weird. Future Funk actually goes really well with it. No backspace. I like the backspace in pipe area if I'm slimming it in ANSI. Yeah, there is no 1U backspace key that I can see. There's just the delete key. So, yeah. Needs 1.5U backspace with pipe slashes. Right, well that's what we've got now. That's what we've got. There you go. That's what it looks like. No sir, I don't like it. Maybe without delete indeed. Right, so now you want the pipes backslash there. My god. Right. I'm not changing it now. It's staying like the way unless the customer tells me they want to change it. It's a done deal now. That's it. That's the layout. If you don't like it, people really like correctness. The thing is, everyone's got their different level of correct. I'd be interested in classic car streams with a coffee break. Yeah, I mean, we can do some workshop streams where I'm doing stuff on the classic cars. In fact, actually, if the weather's nice tomorrow, I could do one in the evening, maybe. That's way worse. Is it weird that I'm now watching Jay from bed? You always watch me from bed. I know you do. Stop flirting, Reed. Why don't you use a backspace key for the pipe key? Yeah, we've done that. Yeah. Add 1U pipe. Thanks, UK Tech Blog. Take care. Maybe without delete, indeed. No, sir, I don't like it. Jay, how likely are the Y keycap pullers to damage the keyboard frame? I'm terrified anytime I put a keycap near the metal. I've never scratched a keyboard with one of these. They're rounded. They're not sharp. Like, you'd have to be really trying to force it to scratch with it. So I think you're fine. Yes, bingo. Put a tilde where the Q is. ISO is 100% wrong. Oh, no, that's not right. That is sufficiently okay. This is it. Hey Jay, any thoughts about the recent changes over at Chemex? The new options are nice, but the prices. So Willem is really nice. He's a really nice guy, and I think the prices, when you bear in mind what he's doing, I think the prices are fair. He's CNCing everything in his own workshop. He makes all of the keycaps by hand, and for a full TKL set, it takes him about a month to make the keycaps, which is, you know, it's a long time. And when you consider that he's basically an artisan maker for every single keycap, people pay $30 to $80 for an artisan keycap today. A whole set for 1,800 euros or whatever it is. You know, I kind of don't dislike his pricing. It's not designed for everyone. I think people have this thought about pricing that pricing for products should make it open to everyone, and I think that's a really, I don't like that take. Let's put it that way. I don't like that take. I don't think that every product should be for every customer. I think there should be different products for different customer groups. This is why you have watch brands like Omega and Rolex and Casio and Seiko and, you know, all of the other ones in between and all the other ones above, because different people have different price points and different products that they want. I have 2 Chemex boards that I paid for in full. I have a Brown Alps one and a Salmon Alps one, are the original ones, and I really like what he's doing. He's got new designs, he's got new shapes, he's got new profiles. He's also coming up with a way to produce keycaps differently, which if you follow him on Instagram, he's been doing over the past couple of days. And I also commissioned a fully MX compatible. As far as I know, I'm the only person that has Chemex keys sculpted on for MX keys. I don't know if anyone else has got a full set. I think I'm the only one that's ever bought it. With UK ISO in as well, which is, you know, I think it was 1,800 euros for that, which it's a lot of money, but it took him a month to make it, a month of his time to make it, like, you know, 22 days worth of work over a course of 30 days. I kind of feel like his prices are okay. He's not mass producing anything. If he started shipping everything out to China and using GMK keycaps, obviously the price is going to drop down, but for what he's doing, I think it's fair. Hubert's here as well. Ads just ended. I mistyping. We haven't typed on it yet. No. I do think ASMR J bedtime stories would sell well. Maybe. Someone did ask about 18 months ago for me to narrate an audiobook that they wanted to do, and I don't know why it didn't happen, but it didn't for a while. But I'd love to do that. I'd love to narrate an audiobook. I don't think I've got the voice for it though. I don't think I've got the voice for it. I have the face for radio, not for streaming, but I don't have the voice for it. I've never scratched a keyboard with a keycap puller either. I hit my mouse on the right side of my keyboard by accident. Often mine are still perfect. The prices went from 2 to 3k euro up to almost 6k euro for the same options before. I haven't seen that. Let's have a look. If I've missed that, then maybe I'm wrong. But let's have a look. In fact, actually, let me turn that off for a second, and then I'll get the website up, and then I'll turn it back on. Let's have a look at the pricing. Let's share it. Let's have a look at the pricing. Okay, so this is the new 60% that he has here. Let's go for the. Okay, so this. I have 2 of these with the older keycaps. I've got these key, not the double shot keycaps, but I've got this version here, this version at the bottom here. So not the beige, the black and the grey. But my modifiers don't have legends on, and I have Brown Alps in it. So let's see what that can do. So there's no Brown Alps options there. Okay, there's just Matthias clicks. Yeah, so that'll be what I have there. And I do have the Symbolics double shot. Yeah, custom triple shot adds 1,000 euros. Okay, I do have the Symbolics layout. Okay, mount plate I do have stainless steel. Keyboard case I do have clear anodized aluminium. They did come assembled. and it did come in a box, but it wasn't a 3D print. That's insane price for a 3D printed pet G box. Okay, it did not come in a box, but it did come in a wooden case. So what does that come to? 477. What did I pay? Let me find out my invoice. Let me find out exactly what I paid. Let me see what I... Okay, so I have the invoice here for the keycap set. Let me show that with you. So this is the invoice just for the keycap set. Oh, I can't put it in there. Hold on. Is this going to work? There we go. So this is what I paid just for the UK ISO keycap set. It was £16.49 plus €150 for the wooden transportation box, which was CNC milled, which was really nice. So I paid €1,879 for that. Let's see if I can find the invoice for... No, I can't. Why can't I find it? Let's see if I can find it. Do you know, I don't think he ever actually sent me an invoice. I don't know how I paid him then. I think he must have just paid off the site, but it doesn't actually show me an invoice. Okay, I can't have the invoice. I just don't have it. Okay, the prices are extreme. Do I disagree with the pricing? I don't know. I don't know if I do disagree with it. If you haven't used one of these, and most people haven't, these are really, really special. These are really special. Like for the case, the 3D printed pet G box, I think that's an insane kind of price because I could probably print that for 40 or 50 euros probably. The rest of the keyboard though, I don't know. The old price seemed fine to me for the work, but it's gone wild with the recent changes. New to Keymax, if handcrafting, that price seems super reasonable. Yeah, I think the only thing I disagree with the pricing for is the Pet G box, but I don't know what it looks like because I haven't seen it. But the keyboard itself, the cost of materials has gone up. He does everything in-house. The coolest thing about Keymax as well is the keymap editor. Like he's built his own software. You can't see the drop down, but there is like a million different options in this that he has built, and you can just connect and download them as well. He's basically designed his own version of Via, so it's not just the product that you're buying, like it's the whole ecosystem. And they start at 1,920 euros, so there are ways to get it cheaper. He's going to be charging what he thinks his time and effort's worth. Yeah, like he doesn't want to sell 100 of these a year. He wants to sell 10 a year, right? So if you want to sell 10 of something a year and really craft it, where do you price it? He's not pricing this for every person. And if that doesn't work for you, that's fine. You don't have to buy it. Like, you know. Yeah, I think the new ones do work on QMK Vile. I don't think mine do. I think they work on the old one. But, you know, like, yeah. Like, when I was first talking to Willem, which is probably 3 or 4 years ago, he didn't even know that the custom keyboard community existed. He was not aware of any of it. Like he didn't know that universal daughter boards existed. He didn't know that QMK and Vile existed. He'd done all of his stuff on his own. So whilst he's moving to other stuff now, like he's still done all of that work. Like, yeah, I mean, it's almost like the difference. Like if you pick a woodworker, like if you ask me to make you a table from wood out of wood, I could do it. It would be terrible, and I would charge you next to nothing for it. But if you get a master craftsman to do it, you know, it's like Alex Otos charges a lot more to do a build than I do. But he, you know, like he has that audience there. He builds things for people. Could we build a keyboard to the same standard? I probably built more keyboards than Alex over the years. I'm somewhere in the region of about 5,000 keyboards assembled. I'd like to think we're on a par, but he can charge way more than I can charge for a keyboard build because he has that different following and that different kind of perspective. And that's not wrong. That's fine. That's right. That's absolutely where it should be. So I think there's a million different things. You know, I really like Saddleback Leather. They make handmade satchels and bags, and I bought one from them a few years ago, and I think it was about $1,000 for this handmade leather satchel bag, and I've had it for God knows how many years now. I could have absolutely gone to like a shop and bought a leather bag for a quarter of the price, but I didn't. I wanted something handmade and different. So I think it depends on what you want for your money. Like, I imagine there's people out there that want these old Symbolics boards that can't get them, but they can get a Keymax and they can pay through the nose for it. But I'm fine with that, I think. Really remember that it is 18 months ago and I don't remember what I had for dinner yesterday. The price for that base kit in the past was like sub 2k. I tried to find my invoices for it, but I can't find. I can only find it for the keycap set that I ordered, and I can find exactly how much he charged me for the logos that I did. So I had 20 Keymax keycaps made with the PT logo on, and we sold them for €12 each, but I'm pretty sure the cost was €50 each per key, just because I wanted people to try the Keymax. So I cannot find the order. Maybe I've not kept it for whatever reason. But I bought it in 2021. Jeez, I did not realize it was that long ago. Yeah, wow, I ordered it in 2021. I did not realize it was that long ago that I ordered it. Wow, that's crazy. I wanted Keymax and was willing to get one for the original price, but this is a gut punch. Gingy, I tell you what, if I can find the invoice, I have two. I have a Salmon Alps and a Brown Alps one. I will sell you the Salmon Alps one for whatever I paid for it if you really want it. There you go. For that price, the Legend's absolutely perfect. They're his own sculpt, and he makes them by hand. They're never going to be perfect, but they're amazing, and they're the thickest keycaps you've ever seen. So, in fact, I have some of the blank keycaps. So this is one of them here. This is I have two. I have this one, which is Brown Alps. Sounds amazing. I have this one here as well, which is Salmon Alps. And then I have some of the keycaps here. Let's flick over the camera. So we haven't even done a sound test of the board of building, but this is a Brown Alps one. These are the keycaps. These are the thickest keycaps you have ever seen in your life. They're double shot. They are handmade by Willem himself to his own sculpt and his own style. Look how thick they are. They are insanely thick. And if you think that's thick, you should see some of the modifier keys. Look at that. It's triple the thickness of SA. And the bigger modifier keys are even thicker. I'm going to struggle to get that one back on because it's a stabilized key. But look at that. This is a stabilized key. There you go. So that's the kind of thing that you are working with. I'm going to absolutely struggle to get this back on now. Alps are a whole different beast when it comes to assembly. Okay, I'm going to do that off stream because I will never finish the stream if I try and do that on the stream with half the lights in the room off. As you can see, it's got very dark behind me now, and I will fix that later. Yeah, I have a lot of Keymax keys, like just spare bits and pieces. And these are the samples that he made for us with the PT logo on. This is the original samples. This is how the keyboard comes in a box like this, milled. So, you know, it's up to you whether you like it or not. Just gotten to the point where it's out of my budget, and that's fine. Things are allowed to be out of your budget. I can't afford a Ferrari, but I'd love one. I can understand that you want to buy one. The price was getting up. Yeah. Did I miss a sound test of the board? No. Let's do a sound test of the actual board we built for a customer today. Let's pause the music for a minute. Then I'll catch it with chat, and then it'll be time to end the stream. So this is the Parabolica 60 with Gator on L'Orange and GMK Future Funk. Oh, that sounds so good. So nice. So nice. So nice. Jay Don't, I was looking for these new bottles. Appreciate it, offer though. Well, there you go. Careful of your ear. Wait, what? Salmons are lovely. Yeah, I mean, I don't use my Keymax boards often enough. I should use them more. No, they're aluminium. They're solid aluminium. It's nowhere near SA though. It's completely different. Yeah. Is the spacebar 10U? I think it's actually longer than 10U, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, it's 9U. 9U. There you go. Morgan Free. Hey man, thanks for being here. I need my DCS PBT handle to arrive. Yeah. Can you buy, after I messed up, can you buy Olivetti as well, please? That's how the keyboard used to come. I assume the 3D printed case replaced that. The 3D printed case is like a carry case for it, Captain Reed. Like it's a carry case. I don't know what it looks like, but it replaced the little milled boxes that the keycaps used to come in. The one that I have for the MX keycaps, the milled box is massive. It's bigger than this. Like it's huge. But these, I mean, it sounds so good. It feels so nice. They are amazing keyboards. I think they're worth the price. You know, if Norbauer can charge £5,000 for a Seneca, I don't see why Willem can't charge the same for a Symbolics Keymax. That's where my head goes. Like you can't even change the layout on like the functions of the keys on a Seneca, right? So yeah. Right, okay, that is the end of the stream. Mic drop. I didn't mean it to come out that way, but it did a little bit. Yeah, it did a little bit. But yeah, I think Willem's pricing is fine. Not everything has to be priced for every person, and if it's not priced for you, that's okay. It's not a product for you. That's as simple as it is. None of us should be so entitled to think that we should be able to afford every single product on the market. If that was the case, I would be driving. Well, I wouldn't be driving a Ferrari actually, because I wouldn't want one. But I know what I'd be driving, and I can't afford it. So yeah, I'm actually going to do a little raid here. We're going to pick someone to raid, so don't disappear just yet, guys, because I don't do this often enough. And I was talking to someone the other day, and wait, where's the raid button gone? There used to be a raid button. Why can I not find the raid button? Wait, where's the raid button gone? Right, I found it. Let's go raid someone else and see who else is streaming. Let's see who we can raid. Let me share my browser here. In fact, let me see if I can change it to. Wait, no, it doesn't want to. There we go. Let's see who we can go raid. We have someone making quilted stuff. 11 viewers. Let me know in chat who you think we should go raid as well. Good luck with the padlock. Thanks, BK. Thanks. Makers and crafting. Hat 5 of 3. Making some resin. Let's go raid Morgan Freya. And say hi. Be nice in chat, guys. Be nice in chat. Bob Ross. Yes, this is Morgan Freya. But yeah, let's go raid. Let's go raid them.
Thank you for the raid. How was your stream? What were you up to? Tell us all the things. Hello, Hubert the Mad. Welcome in. That's why I have